Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Bros Who Think Podcast. My name is Lennon Burton, a.k.a. Youngboy D-Wits, a.k.a. the People's Champ, a.k.a. Beard Gang is in the motherfucking building. Fresh Cut Gang, Icy Gang, burr, nigga, burr. We out here flossing on them. I know you see the boy, they call me Icy Mane. Out here today, joined as always by my co-host, Mr. Brooklyn. We are back, baby. Episode 151. We podding today, baby. Started off the pod with some new Jay San featuring Lamont. That shit was hard. I'm setting the tempo today. We setting the tempo. Brooklyn, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing good, baby. I'm doing good. Feeling refreshed, recharged,
yes. Revitalized.
ready to get back to it.
Yes.
Yeah, baby, come on.
me and B was on vacation. Doom is en route to Lafayette. He's on a plane. That's why he's not here today, but he'll be back next week. Me and Brooklyn went to the beach right before Corona Part 2 took out. We kind of lucky, B. Like, it was.
Keep it a buck with you, bro. We lucky as fuck, cause they already starting to close shit down and shit like that. They like the beaches got to be closed on 4th of July and shit like that. And I'm like, damn, my black ass was out there, sunscreen on my face and everything. My nose started to peel when I got back out.
But I gotta say, you didn't go out. I didn't go out. We were staying 6 feet apart from people on the beach. Like, I stayed in my condo with my homies, and that was it. We didn't go nowhere.
I was just about to say, father-in-law went to the store, bought a whole bunch of shit. He was in the condo cooking and shit like that.
Yep, same.
Drinks, beers, stuff like that. We didn't really liquor, all that shit. We just had
honestly,
it right there in the condo. Beach condo, that was it.
We bought a lot of shit before we went. The only thing we went to the store for was just more liquor. So, like, right. And we didn't go nowhere, but I feel refreshed, recharged, ready to fucking pod. So much shit happened this weekend. And low key, I'm going there today. We just going there. But before we do any of that, today I believe we have a special guest. And the reason why I say I believe is because I'm supposed to do the interview after we do this. But if the interview doesn't happen, then the guest won't be on it. But hopefully it happens. So this week's guest should be rapper Otaku God. He is an anime rapper. Super, super dope. Really, really good. He's part of Otaku Underworld with my guy, Chrissa. He's also part of a group with Richie Branson, former guest on the Bros Who Think Podcast. Shout out, Richie. But hopefully everything goes through. So Otaku God's on this episode. If not, he'll be on next week's. But B, man, like we were back. Also, we had the 3-year anniversary while we were gone. I want to shout out and say thank you to everyone who listens to this podcast, who listens to Anime Talk, who listens to Bros Who Binge, who listens to Primetime. If you listen to any show on the network, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Brooklyn, to Doom, to Schubert, to Justin, to Julian, to Charles, to Chrissa, to everyone who works on this with me, who decided to go on this journey. I want to say thank you to y'all and just thank you to everyone who listens because y'all are the reason why we do this. I put out a letter just of my thoughts. B-man, 3 years, brother. We've been in this 3 years deep.
Facts, bro. Three birthdays and shit. You some old ass motherfucker, cuz. Goddamn. Shit, bro.
You always toss me back to me being old.
But
you the same age as me. If so you older than me.
I got a late birthday, cuz. My birthday in November. You old.
You turning 27 in November.
Not turning 26 in November.
Okay.
Yeah, we the same age. I just got a late birthday.
All right, bet. Yeah. I thought you was the one up of me. I was gonna get on your ass.
In New York, there's no cutoff date for schools, so you can go to school at 4. It don't matter.
Oh, real?
That shit wavy.
Then we both came back fresh, cut it up. You a little deeper, looking like Antoine Fisher, Derek Luke.
Yeah, brother, like they about to send me off to war or some shit like that.
You're like Jarhead, bro.
Facts, bro.
You are out here. But speaking of enlisting, and look, before we get to this topic, I just want to let my point be known on why I'm so upset. My best friend since I was in kindergarten, like my best, actually, we met each other the summer of before first grade. So right after kindergarten, my best friend, this dude is like my brother. He's in the military. My friend, two of my other good friends just joined the military. My cousin was in the military. So I have the utmost respect for the people in the military. So this is why this pains me a lot. But it was reported that Trump was briefed about Vladimir Putin putting bounties on American soldiers. So all those soldiers that were dying in Afghanistan, it was so Vladimir Putin would say, go kill these soldiers and I'm going to pay y'all. Trump knew about this, hasn't done anything, hasn't said anything. He hasn't condemned anybody. And for all those people who were upset about Kaepernick disrespecting the military, not kneeling, doing this, well, your president is fucking committing treason. How do you guys feel about that? That is just, to me, that's more ice cream scoops into the bowl of just fuckery that is Trump. I don't know how anybody can argue for this man to be president at this point.
I mean, honestly, bro, they don't be arguing with facts. They just be saying shit, honestly, bro. All it proves is how messed up our education system is, to be honest with you, bro. Because, like, these motherfuckers don't be having no facts, bro. They don't be having no facts at all. Like, they got nothing to bring to the table. You know what they facts be? They want to say stuff about Obama or Bush, and I'm thinking to myself, like, listen, no matter how much of an idiot Bush was, or no matter how much, having to deal with the recession and bringing that back and whatnot, and the healthcare, whatever they want to say, blah, blah, blah.
And look, Bush and Obama both did war crimes. Let's call it
right, exactly.
Spade. So.
But when we talk about just straight fuckery from the time he took oath to now, like, bro, this is Nixon type shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is nuts, bro. This is nuts.
Super nuts. Like, and my thing is, it's like, how can we reelect this guy? So, like, Republicans would say, oh, Democrats are just lying, doing this. They don't care. Like, oh, Trump is doing good for the thing. But it's like, now it's like, okay, y'all didn't care about the racist comments. Y'all didn't care about the comments that he made about John McCain. Y'all didn't care about the LGBTQ issues, how he doesn't care about them. Y'all didn't care about how he doesn't care about women. Will y'all care now that he doesn't care about our military? Like,
nah, bro.
What will it take? Like, it's like, this dude is just a fuck on all levels. There's no way you can justify Trump being a president. I understand some of y'all are like, oh, we don't fuck with Jump Off Joe. I don't fuck with Jump Off Joe. But how can I elect Trumpito, who is knowingly allowing Vladimir Putin to put bounties on American soldiers? That is treason. That is anti-America. That is everything you people preach about, that you don't think Black Lives Matter and all these other organizations care about America, where your fucking president doesn't care about America.
All he cares about is himself, bro.
In the paper, in the dollar, that's it.
Yeah, bro. What this is doing for him is strictly a strategic move for when he get out the office, right?
Yeah.
For him to be able to make his bread. And now he got these
trade
new business
with Russia.
partners. Yeah, he gonna have these new business partners when he get out the office. And like I was telling somebody the other day, most presidents don't make their money in the office. They make their money after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Or before.
So, yeah, or before. But like when it comes to like the paper, like 10 million an appearance, fucking 50 mil for a book sign and this and that. They been getting
more,
bro.
He gonna get 100 mil for a podcast deal,
bro. He gonna get something crazy, bro. And then they're gonna be looking at him. They're gonna be looking at him, and they're gonna try to justify saying, "Oh, inflation is why he made more than those other presidents did." Like, nah, it's all the sneaky shit he did is why he made more than other presidents after the fact.
Bro, I got in an argument on Twitter with, I'm not gonna call out the people or whatever because I'm not gonna do that. But it was just a lot of ignorance on Twitter, and basically this one person said that Trump wasn't racist, and Trump boosted Trump's the reason why all of the black unemployment is so low, and Trump boosted the economy, and yes, Trump played a factor, but if you don't acknowledge that Obama was the start, like you can't just boost the economy in 3 years, 4 years.
Right.
You can't do it by yourself. I agreed with the person that yes, Trump played a part in it, but it was partly Obama. And then to say he's not racist, that's just ignorant. There's been multiple times where he himself might not be racist, but he fans the flames of racism and sparks his base.
Nah, bro.
Sparks his racist
we
base.
Call it a spade
to
a spade.
Call it.
Nah,
I think he's racist.
Spade,
I do.
Yeah, he is, bro. Listen, there's too many examples.
He's definitely elitist.
Yeah, there's too many examples. And then, like, you seen the shit that he had retweeted about the
white power shit? Yeah.
Yeah, come on, bro. That's it.
Yeah,
After that, right. I don't want to hear there's no, oh, he's just on this side and they on that side. No. At this point, as the leader and as the head of the executive branch, you're supposed to be in the middle when it comes to shit like that, right? You're supposed to present the facts and let the people decide. Instead, you force them to see what you got in the back of your head that nobody should really know about if it's something like that.
Yeah, and look, it's like that's my thing. That's that, and you're right. I should call a spade because before I would argue that he fans the flames of racism, but no, he is at this point. He has shown racist behavior. He has shown racist actions. He might not say, "Oh, I hate niggers," but like the actions that he does shows that he doesn't like people of color. He doesn't like necessarily women. He only likes rich white males, poor white males. Y'all shouldn't be, I know y'all think he fuck with y'all, but he don't. His comments in the 90s and early 2000s, he was like, I don't want those poor white people living in my buildings. I don't want these, and I'm not going to say the word, but y'all know the bread like cookie that comes in a Ritz form. He said he don't want them Ritz in his housing departments. I'm not going to say it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, Trump does not care for anybody that's not a rich white male.
And the thing is, though, right, the people that go the hardest for him
are the poor white males.
I don't understand.
I don't get it. They don't. He does not fuck with y'all.
The poor whites, period. Not even just the men.
Because women too. You right.
They be riding.
Women be riding hard, and he don't give a fuck about y'all. Them Karens out there.
He will flip your body for some organs quick, baby. Like, what you talking about, son? Like, he do not care about you.
His best friend was Jeff.
You gonna wake up with a kidney missing. What's good with you?
Y'all know who Jeff is. Him and Jeff were pulling tricks in Mar-a-Lago.
Come on, bro.
That shit
don't make no sense, bro. Like that's how he get it, and that's why he choose places like for example, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like, as you know, I had my little stint there, 6 months, and other than the really rich community where I lived in, like, and where I worked at, the rest of Tulsa, Oklahoma is
very poor.
Yeah. Man, running amok like crazy, bro. Like, that's people.
Gotta applaud the young white and black and just the young Gen Z TikTokers, the K-pop fans. They bought many
Rick
tickets.
Rolled him, bro.
Yo!
Come on, son.
That happened while we was going too. They bought all the tickets to the Trump rally on the day after Juneteenth, and that bitch was empty.
Because nah, go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I know you saw that coon of a black man that was like, oh, it's not empty, and he was just jigging and percolating, just being a coon.
So I spoke to one of the reporters. Shout out to my friend Tatiana. She was like, I was like not on the fence about it, but I was a little scared to go out there because I was, I didn't know if they were gonna be out there trying to bash the media. And she's like, we get out there, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, the day of, and she's like, there's no line. There's no line, bro. She's like, there's like, it like that. The BOK Center is fucking huge.
Yeah,
it's fucking huge, bro. Like, I want to say J Balvin came when I was there, bro.
Packed.
Latina honeys was everywhere, bro. When I tell you, she said that there was probably 100 people scattered around the arena, and she's like, that's like 4 city blocks. For there to be 100 people scattered around 100 city blocks, 100 people around 4 city blocks, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's a regular day.
And Fox was trying to zoom in so you don't see the background.
Bro,
and they was adding laugh tracks.
Bro,
that
she
shit
said they were
hilarious.
so zoomed in, bro. She said she was looking at the reporters like, why are you so damn close?
The fact that they had to add laugh tracks is hilarious.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, bro. Y'all doing too much. Like, what team got in trouble for adding fake crowd noise?
I know you're talking about.
That's how they was acting, bro. I'm like, not a sporting event. What y'all doing?
It's just, look, I'm not gonna tell y'all who to vote for, but it's just like, come on, fam. We got to do something to where this man is not in office. Like, we got to do something because he does not support the American people. And like I said, leading up to it, y'all already know on election day, at least for the first one, and come November, I'm gonna do it too. But let me pull up the date because I can't say for every player. I can just say for Louisiana what Bros you think is gonna do. Hold on,
week?
I got
not next week.
I got the shit on my phone. Okay, here we go. All right, so Louisiana election dates is we got on July the 11th and August the 15th.
I was right. Yeah, next week.
On both those dates, Bros who think I will be picking up people and bringing them to the polls. If you know someone that needs to be picked up and brought to the polls, email us at broswhothink@outlook.com. broswhothink@outlook.com. Bros Who Think is all capitalized. Email us. You can DM me on Twitter. You can Facebook message me. I'm not going to give y'all my phone number because my girl's going to kick my ass. But
Thanks.
y'all can just hit me up and I'll post a Facebook status. I'll post a tweet and y'all can put under there if your person needs a ride and y'all can contact me and I will be picking up people to bring them to the polls. This is my duty to try to help and make change. This is how you make change. You can't just talk. You got to be about action. So if you know anybody that needs a ride to the polls on July the 11th or on August 15th, let me know. I will be taking them to the polls. But let's move on. Enough Trump stuff because we will be talking more about, also, arrest the cops with Breonna Taylor. Also, we'll be talking more about this later in the show with David Grubb and Charles Reese. But Elijah McCain, bro, or Elijah McCain, rest in peace, bro. I felt, and I know this is gonna sound fucked up, but this is just the truth. I'm sad after all of these things, whether it's George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, all of those things are saddening and sickening to me. But you see the Elijah McCain thing, it hit a little different because homie was just a nerd. He was just a nerd walking home drinking tea. He just reminded me so much of myself, where he was an anime fan. He no criminal, like, and I know this is the distraction that they pull, but with this one, there's no excuse. There's no
they got nothing,
criminal
bro.
background. There's no, he was trying to run away. This dude was on the spectrum. Like, he was just a nerdy guy trying to get home dancing and had a mask on because of Corona. Like, what more do we have to do to stop this shit, bro? That dude didn't, like, none of those people before deserved to die. So when I say this, don't be offended, but this man did not deserve to die, bro. This is so saddening.
This shit is sick, bro. Like, for the first time, like, I seen, like, you know, when they got all the negative things.
There's nothing.
I ain't seen not one person having any kind of argument because I'm like, bro, what could you possibly conjure up for this one? Please let me know. Like, I usually don't click on the comments, but I had to click on the comments under the video that they had of his last moments and shit. And I'm thinking to myself, like, let me see what these motherfuckers is up here saying. And it was nothing. There was nothing, bro. They had nothing.
They can't say not a damn thing. And it's with this one and Breonna Taylor that just hurt me the most because you can't say anything. Like, that girl, like, I tweeted this the other day and I signed the petition and I put it in multiple places. But if America does not condemn these officers, if they do not arrest these officers, then America has failed Breonna Taylor. She was asleep in her house. Republicans, all of you state rights people, getting the government out of getting the federal government out of local government and pulling back some of the reins of government, which your party believes in. What happened to Breonna Taylor is so anti-Republican, where it's like, how can y'all allow that to happen? It's like, this is so anti what you believe. If you do not arrest these cops and you do not condemn these cops, then you're a fucking hypocrite. The biggest hypocrite. I got Ice Cube on my shirt today, baby. Y'all know what type of time I'm on. I'm on this Doughboy time. It's serious, bro, because it's like, nah, that's so anti-American. America will have failed Breonna Taylor if these people do not get arrested. And I know we're in the second wave of COVID, but let's not act like the second wave of riots and protests is not going to come if George Floyd's killers do not go to jail. If Breonna Taylor's murderers do not go to jail, it will get worse.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the hypocrites are out here, bro. They showing their ass like they boy, like they orange boy. You know what I'm saying? They all showing their ass at this point. And hey, for the past like 10 years, all those cops have gone to trial and they got acquitted or whatever and whatnot.
Qualified immunity. We got to get rid of that.
If it changes. Shout out to Colorado for actually changing
doing
it. That's big.
That's real big, fucking change. And look, I know people are gonna get upset at me for saying this, like, but it's true. Getting Aunt Jemima change, getting some of these TV stations to change, like cancel Paw Patrol, that's not fucking change. That's bullshit and that's distractions. What Colorado did is actual change.
That's a fact, bro. And then, like, the Aunt Jemima thing, I'm seeing, like, another side of the story that's saying, like, she started the business on her own. She just needed some white person to help her promote it. and take a place that she couldn't. So now I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a whole distraction.
But I thought it was. I thought
got two sides of the story.
I thought it was owned by Quaker.
That's what it was. It was her.
Okay.
It was her patent, I guess, or whatever.
And they got Quaker to fund it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking to myself. Like, now that there's two sides of the story, I don't care anymore. Because it's a distraction. Get the syrup out my face.
Yeah, it's all distractions, bro. Like all this Hollywood shit, all this other shit is distractions, and it doesn't matter. You changing a street sign to Black Lives Matter, that's bullshit. What really matters, and shout out to my boy Pierce in Denver, because he said that they were pushing for this heavy, for them to change qualified immunity. That is real. That's what needs to change across the 50 states and on the federal level.
For the second time in the state's history, they are ahead of the
curve. Yes, they are
ahead of the curve once again. Colorado is showing us that you don't have to be majority Black to want equal rights for your citizens. You know what I'm saying? They're showing us that you don't have to be a certain color to deserve basic human rights. Like, just do what's right. That's all they asking. That's all we asking. Gotta
applaud the Caucasian people of Colorado, because they're about what they are allies. Like, that's ally shit right there, fighting for change. But shout out to Colorado. We got two more government things to go over before we get to the wild and crazy shit going on in pop culture, because a lot of wild and crazy shit's going on. I want to ask you, because this has been something that another distraction, but it's something that's been Facebook. I've gotten a mini conversation with people that I know. I've gotten arguments on Twitter. This has just been something that me and my friends talked about on the beach. Like, this is something that's just been, along with the whole situation of everything that's going on, this is something that people have been focusing on as a distraction. But I want to talk about it. What's your take on the Confederate statues?
To be honest with you, bro, as far as like, I learned a lot of stuff, right, inherently, growing up in the Bronx, and, you know, having friends that were actually have history in America and shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, I get that. In Jamaica, we don't got no motherfucking statues of no motherfucking imperialist anywhere. They don't exist. That's not a thing. So like, when I found out that they got them shits, I'm like, but why? And my mom's was like, well, I mean, because they like the founding fathers. And I'm like,
false.
How?
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, that's what they want you to believe. That's why they got them statues up. And she's like, there's not many in New York, because I want to say all we had was like Columbus Circle. So we only had one. But she's like, the further south you go, the more. And like, and she's true. You know, I come down here and they're everywhere. And I'm like, damn, they wilding down here. So for me, I get it. You don't want to see that shit. And on the other side about it erasing history, that don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's still in the books.
This is how I feel
on the internet.
And I'm gonna approach this in multiple arrays, because the final array is something that someone posed it as the devil's advocate, and I'm gonna explain that as well. So part one, these people are fucking traitors. The Confederate statues are statues of fucking traitors. Someone argued to me that, they're only traitors because of the outcome, because they lost. And he was like, America was founded on people doing their beliefs or whatever, but it's only because they lost. Well, yes, it's because they fucking lost. History is decided by the victors. It doesn't matter if they were standing up for their beliefs or not. They lost, and their beliefs were they were traitors of the country. Statues of war criminals should not be up. They are war criminals. We do not put up statues of war criminals and traitors. It doesn't matter if they were standing up for what they believe in. They were standing up for something and they lost. That's reason number one. I'm not even going to talk about the racist stuff, number one. Number one, they should not be up because they are anti-America. I'm calling out hypocrisy this episode. If you're going to get upset about Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the flag, you should be upset that there's statues of Confederate soldiers in America because they are anti-American. Number one. Number two, they're racist. I mean, like, they're racist. They fought for slavery. They fought for the people of African descent to be in servitude for life. They fought for that. They fought for that. They fought for that. That's number two, why they should be taken down. Number three, you don't have to, the erasing history part. we're not asking you to destroy them. We're asking you to take them down off of city structures, off of viewing public. Put them in a Confederate history museum. There are Nazi museums. There are Holocaust museums where they show the evils of history and they explain both sides. Put them in a Civil War museum and put them on the evil side and explain.
Put them on the L side.
Exactly. And explain how they were traitors to this nation and how they were conductors of evil. That's what you should do with the statues. You should take them down and put them in museums. Now, someone said, well, doesn't this open a can of worms that because of slavery, blah, 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 that we shouldn't have the founding fathers? And that's where I say, refer to point one. The founding fathers, yes, they did own slaves, but they're the founding fathers of this country.
And they weren't traitors.
They weren't traitors to this country. That's why their statues can remain. Also, their statues can remain because they were the presidents and whatnot. It was a different time period. You cannot argue to me about Confederate statues being up because they were traitors to this country. I'm not saying take down the founding fathers because you can't do that, but you take down the Confederate statues because, number one, they're traitors, number two, they're racist, and number three, put them in a fucking museum. That's how I feel about the Confederate statues, and there's no one that can argue me about any other point. Someone said they were art. Cool, they're art, put them in a fucking museum.
Like you said, bro, the victors write the history. And like you said, it was a different time period, bro. George Washington and Robert E. Lee are on two different spectrums.
They're two different people. Yes,
Benjamin Franklin and what
Jefferson Davis.
And Jefferson Davis are two different people. You know, like as much as Andrew Jackson had his bags in his skeletons in the closet, he's still better than General Mouton. You know what I'm saying? Like this president, loser.
Yeah.
President.
It's traitor.
Traitors,
yeah. War criminals. That's just what it fucking is. Also, they were like, should we change the names of streets? Yes. Get all of the Confederacy out of America. You don't see Germany naming streets after the Third Reich. You don't fucking see that. Like, you don't. Change Jefferson Davis High School and name it fucking Andrew Jackson if you want. Name it Thomas Jefferson. I don't give a fuck what you name it. But get these fucking Confederate soldiers out of here.
I did not know that whole parish was named after a traitor.
Yes! Oh, a traitor. A war criminal. That's what they are. Like,
Louisiana wild for that
again,
one.
Like I said, if you are against Colin Kaepernick and you think what he was doing is anti-American, then there's no reason why you should think these Confederate soldiers are any different because they're worse. They are war criminals. They're traitors. Change all the names in every city, state of anything that has to do with the Confederacy. I don't give a fuck if it has to do with the founding fathers. You're going to keep all of that. They're the founding fathers. But anything that has to do with those war criminals and traitors and racist motherfuckers, get them the fuck out of here. To me, the Confederate, and I said this last time, when I say this, I'm not detracting from anything the Holocaust survivors went through because that was the worst mass genocide and one of the worst evil things that happened in history. But coming up right behind it is what the Confederate soldiers did to black people for 400 years, what the South did to black people for 400 years, what America did to black people for 400 years. So get those racist motherfuckers the fuck out of here. They're war criminals, one, racist motherfuckers, two. So get them the fuck out of here.
And as they so oftenly say to us, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, our ancestors were on the wrong side of history. Tough break. Tough break, motherfucker. They were on the wrong side of history. Take that shit down.
Take it down. Exactly. Get that shit out of here. Speaking of craziness in the South, this is the final government topic I got, but I just had to say this because when I read it, I was dumbfounded, and I read it to my girlfriend. I was like, you see, they don't care about women. So Arkansas has a law that allows rapists to sue their victims. And I know you might be like, huh? Lyndon, what? Let me explain. I got to pull it up on my phone because it's on my computer and I can't read it as well because it's kind of far away. So a new law in Arkansas is providing a common procedure for a second trimester abortion felony, but it allows rapists to sue their victims. In the sense of husbands, if they rape their wives, or incest, if incest happens and the wife decides to have, or the woman decides to have an abortion, then the person who was the father can sue. Not necessarily just rapists that don't know each other, but if it's like a husband who abuses their wife and ends up having a baby and the wife doesn't want it, they can sue. Or if it's like a brother having sex with a sister, they can sue. Arkansas is on some wild and crazy shit.
You know,
Brooklyn, your face said it all. It was just
I always thought Arkansas was wild. It was a wild place because, like, why would you add an AR to the end of another state and think it's cool? You know what I'm saying? I mean, to the beginning of another state and think it's cool is just a whole different, word and shit. But, like, nah, this is nuts, bro. Like, they be taking the abortion thing is, like, growing into something else. It's so far away from what it's supposed to be at this point because of the stupid ass.
Always trying to put rhetoric.
Yeah. All the stupid ass, well, what if this happened? What if, bro, it's a woman's body.
But and she has the right,
what she wants to do with the body.
Men should
How hard is that?
Like, men should not be in government offices debating what a woman should do with their body. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, it should be a council of women that determine what they do. Like, it's
you gotta hit the mic, like, sir, do you have a vagina? No.
Are you? Okay. Yeah, do you get pregnant? Like, I have no right to determine what a woman should do with their body. Like, all I can say is, now granted, this is if I'm in a relationship with someone and we get pregnant and I ask her to have the kid and she's like, I don't want to, then it should be like, I don't know how you solve that situation. But if she doesn't want it,
I don't think suing them is the answer.
I don't think suing them is the answer. Exactly. Like, if she doesn't want the kid and I do, it's like tough noogies, bro. Like, she don't want to be with you and she don't want that kid. You can't force her to have that kid. History. Yeah, you the loser. Exactly. Like 100%. It's like, damn, I would love to have that kid, but if you don't want it, I can't do nothing about that because that's your body and you have to go through the pregnancy. So
Arkansas, wild, bro. What the
wild as hell for that. And that's another thing. If you're a pro-life person and you are against and you are for all these police brutality killings, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Like, you're anti-American, you're a hypocrite. Also, America, church separation of church and state, much. I thought, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, bro.
For another day. But that's all the government topics we have today. We'll be talking some more stuff with David Grubb and Charles a little bit later on the show. Time for me and Brooklyn to bring toxicity back. Yes, it's back. Sway Lee, baby. Sway Lee you thought last year was a hot girl summer. This year is the hot boy anthem. Reality check. I need a reality check. I got to check on my ex, make sure she doing better than me. What's up, Sway Lee? That was a bar, Brooklyn. When I heard that, I wanted to pee my pants. That's how crazy the shit was. That nigga Sway Lee said, I got to check on all my exes, make sure she ain't doing better than me.
No offense to his counterpart, but I've been waiting for Sway Lee to break out and do his toxic due diligence to the public, to the male race, and I finally see him starting to bring that to fruition. I can't be mad at that song. I can't.
I love that song, baby. It's like we just chilling, and I'm like, oh, I'm listening. I'm like, oh, God, look, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm doing well for myself. Let me just make sure I'm doing better than you. That's toxic to the third degree, and I love it. Sway, give us more of that. Slim Jimmy, you can stay on the side if Sway Lee keep giving us this heat.
Facts, bro. Facts. I got no problem with that.
Yeah, Slim, stay where you at, brother. But it is kind of fucked up. What happened to Slim Jimmy, man? He gone.
He never really had the talent that Sway Lee did, and I know he knows that. It's like the same thing with Takeoff. They all did they solo album.
But Takeoff can rap though. I gotta give it to him.
He can. But as far as like it brings me to like when we always talked about the Kobe Duncan thing. Takeoff doesn't have the it factor.
He does not. He
has a lot of talent, but he has no it factor. Like
none.
Zero it factor, bro. He's not a people person. He's not funny. He's not like
he's an introvert to the highest
something to look
degree.
at. He's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like he does him and he raps and then he collects the bag and he's gone.
That's it. Like 1,000%. No, you're right. And that's just how it is. He is not the entertainer, just like Slim Jimmy. If I'm Slim Jimmy, all I'm doing is if Slim Jimmy should just go DJ places. Well, now he can't tour, but before he should have just went DJ, do live events, pop-ups, make as much money as he can, and then invest in the other things. Because this rapping shit not gonna get him his bread.
Hell no, bro. Hell no. Because when I realized that Sway Lee was
Writing for Beyonce,
songs,
yeah,
producing the beats,
I knew it was over with.
Getting the fucking samples cleared from who knows fucking where in China, and I'm like, nah. He got everything. What is Slim Jimmy doing? I'm confused.
Slim Jimmy just his brother. He's just along for the ride.
That ass.
When Unforgivable came out, that should have told Slim Jimmy all he needed to know. But if we being honest, when Beyonce dropped Formation, that should have told Slim Jimmy like, yo, maybe I need to get my shit together because
let me go invest in some Starbucks and some McDonald's or something. Fuck.
Yo, Slim Jimmy got the money. He should have bought a bunch of Wingstops and like Buffalo what? Like he should have did something.
He got to do something, bro. Because when Formation came out, I'd have been starting to invest my shit. Word 2.
Right then and there. We're not a group anymore. This nigga's a solo act.
Facts, bro. As soon as that happened, I'd have been like, and you know what's funny? Because I think it started kind of to go that way because that's when they did the double album shit where half of it was one and
that was right after like, Unforgettable.
Slim was like, shit.
And that's why the second one was so short because Formation came out and then Sway was like, whoa, the second one came out, it was real short, and then Unforgivable came out and then it was like, oh, we're gonna do the Outcast where Sway Lee gets a side, Slim gets a side, and we both nigga, Slim Jimmy, you are not Big Boy. Like nigga, you're not Sir Lucius Left Foot. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
we don't want to hear that shit.
Big Boy can actually rap, but on top of that, Big Boy's musically inclined. Like,
exactly.
And Big Boy can work with Sleepy Brown and sound just as good as him and Andre 3000, if not better. Because the Big Boy Sleepy Brown songs are incredible.
Exactly. So, like, for me, Sway Lee doing his thing, bro. Shout out to him. That's all I can say about that.
Slim Jimmy need a reality check.
Facts.
Just to bring it full circle. Oh, shit. All right. Next up, we got, let's see, we're going to keep it on music before we get to some relationship shit. Before we get to the verses, let's talk about the verses owner. Bro, Swiss Beast beefing with Drake, told Drake he was going to shoot his plane out the sky. What the fuck is going on?
So I'm gonna start off with every time we bring him up, I got to shout out to my high school. Shout out to Swiss. Me and Swiss went to the same high school, Harry S. Truman in the Bronx.
Shit.
You feel me?
Real.
Swiss
y'all alumni.
He a toxic nigga, because that's what we create. We create toxic niggas, bro. That tell you that they gonna do crazy shit like that. So when I heard that, I said, bro, this nigga been at the Bronx so long, he's still saying wild shit like that?
He said he was gonna shoot their plane down.
Like, nigga, first of all, how long have you known that you look like a terrorist anyways? You can't say stuff like that, my nigga. You already look like that. Like, you can't say shit like that, nigga. They gonna pull you to the side in the back room, the TSA, next time you go fly, nigga. Like, when I said that, I'm like, Swiss, you look like a terrorist. Don't say shit like that, bro. Like, regardless of what you and Drake going through, bro, keep it under wraps. Gotta keep that under wraps.
And Busta's like,
Drake.
when he was,
it's Drake, bro. Come on.
When Busta heard all that, because all of this apparently happened because Drake didn't put out a song with Busta Rhymes, but it has to be deeper than that with Swiss.
It has to be, bro.
Because Swiss, there's no way. Swiss wanted to make Meek Mill's diss track, and apparently they had beef since Thank Me Later because Drake didn't want to make a fancy video, but it has to be deeper than that too, because there's no way you're going to say you want to shoot somebody plane down. And Busta's face the whole time was like, whoa, I don't have no beef with Aubrey.
So Busta's a smart motherfucker, right? He know what to do. He's always known what to do. So of course he had to make sure he had to save face. But I think a lot of the old heads don't like Drake, if I'm being honest with you. And I think after the fancy thing, he was already leaning to one side, and he was like, okay. And then with the fallout,
he made one of his wife's biggest songs.
With the fallout with Jay-Z, when Drake and Jay-Z fell out, I already know, everybody knows what side the old head producers took.
True, but him and Jay-Z cool now. They more cool than, like, him and Jay-Z don't have no beef no more. So it's like, I don't know, man. Old niggas just be hating on Drake for no reason.
And that's the thing, bro. I'm telling you, sometimes it just be jealousy. They just mad at bro. Especially when it comes to like the older producers and the money they didn't make off of some of them songs. It's just like bitterness that they can't let go. Like, because like he didn't have the, the mental capacity to do what Dre did and invest his money into things and become what Dre became. Unlike Timberland and these niggas.
It's like, not Drake's fault DMX didn't turn out to be what Swiss wanted DMX to be.
it's not Drake's fault that DMX took all the money and did coke. That's the problem.
I didn't want to say it, but
that's the problem. Now, fuck that. You know how many times I seen that cokehead walking the streets of New Rochelle after high school? Like, after school, we would be, like, chilling, bro. And they're like, yo, ain't that X? I'm like, don't go over there. Like, what you mean? Like, we don't know if he's sober or not, nigga. He can bite your head off, nigga. Like, I'm not going over there. Like, or to my mother, I never went over there and got it, bro. I was always scared. I'm like, nah, because what if he not sober?
Said, don't go over there.
Bro, if he not sober, he knocked my head off my shoulders, bro.
Oh, shit, this nigga's stupid.
Or he on the come down and he knocked my head off my shoulders. All I could think of was him knocking my head off my shoulders. And I'm like, nah.
He made the right decision.
Yeah, I'm not going over there, bro. I'm not going over there.
Yeah, man, it's just like, I had so much respect for Swiss. He was in this positive zone. Right. Like, and it just showed like, oh, nigga, you're not in this positive mind state. Just
and they finally making, you know, he finally came up with something, the versus thing that's getting off the ground. I'm thinking to myself,
Drake
like,
not doing the versus now.
Let go of the bitterness. Why you still holding on so tight to that shit? Like, come on, bro. Like, he be killing me with that shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
It really is the old bitterness. I think that's really what the main thing is, though. It has to be the bitterness, bro. Because unless he fucked Alicia Keys, we don't know about
I don't believe.
I don't know what Drake. I don't know what Drake could have done to him, and because that's the only thing I can think of that can make you this bitter. The shoot motherfucker plane out the sky. That's the only kind of bitter way I can think of.
I mean, shit, Drake did it to Drama, so like Drake did smash Drama Girl, but I'm not gonna believe that. Like Drake, Alicia Keys does not seem like that type of woman unless it happened during the fireworks era.
Yeah, I think it probably happened before. He's just a hater.
I don't know.
He's like, she's seen her vagina, so I don't like him. Like, come on,
and
bro,
Chubb hit him with the next time you see us around, keep that same energy, pussy. Chubb said, fuck that. Man, them over your mad thing.
Look, all I know is Swiss would make a lot more enemies than he would make friends, choosing his bitter ways rather than
like if
working
he would just
with
be
the younger
positive,
generation.
Imagine if he was positive, we could get a Drake and Kendrick versus. But because he's not trying to put that bitterness aside, we'll never get that. Drake not doing no verses. Fuck no. And Drake was always in the chat talking and whatnot. And then Swiss started showing that bitterness. Drake hasn't been in a versus chat room since.
Like, I'm like thinking to myself, like, if you getting all these artists to be in the chats, what's the problem, bro? What's the issue?
Yeah, there shouldn't be like Boy Wonder did verses. Now you're not gonna get 40 to do it ever. 40 not gonna do it like Boy Wonder Drake probably mad that Boy Wonder did it now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, come on. Like, all you gotta do is save face. You got something off the ground. Fuck the stupid ass. Yeah, whatever you got. Yeah.
You saw Joe Budden said fuck all that. Not him and Drake cool. And I have a prediction that when Drake drop his album, Joe Budden getting the interview. I believe that.
I have a feel like he could get it now. Like, and that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, once you realize that shit don't mean nothing, bro, like, it don't mean nothing, bro. You gotta let that shit go.
And y'all have no reason to beef. Like you said, it's pettiness or it's over a girl. And both reasons should not be a reason for men to be beefing.
In 2020. None of those things are relevant in 2020. I know it.
Unless he hitting your kid or doing something to your child, that's the only reason why y'all should beef.
Right. Like, if it's not relevant in 2020, you gotta let that go, man.
Yeah, you gotta let that shit go. But speaking of verses, it was New York. Bust out the Scullies. Bust out the toilet paper bandanas. Bust out the Yankee fitteds. Bust out the jerseys. It was FABOLOUS versus Jada Kiss. Who? Jada smoked his ass. But what'd you think of the battle? I know you not big on Fab. Would you think my resident New Yorker?
I think. Like I said, going into it, I was already leaning on Jadakiss' side because I've always been a bigger, like growing up, it was like for me, my two, shout out to my two bald mixtape legends, Jada and Jeezy, you feel me? For me, those two was always my guys over the Ja Rules and the Fabulous and the, I'm gonna make songs for the ladies. I don't got time for that. Like, as you know, I'm a big T Grizzly fan because I'm into that. Put the mask on. Let's go rock. Let's go run up in this nigga house. You feel me?
So silly.
I was already on Jada's side. And then when Fab came out there with that weak ass DJ,
yeah,
and then Jada was like, it wasn't even like, I thought Jada was reffing the shit for a second.
Jada was shocked. Like, Jada was so shocked that Fab didn't play none of his hits. Like,
Jada was like looking over there like,
what you playing?
Cut that shit off. Cut that shit off, bro. What the fuck is that? Like,
and look, it's funny enough because shout out to B-Dot of Rap Radar. I was in B-Dot's live before the battle, and me and B-Dot was talking about the verses, about how who you thought would win. B-Dot picked Jada, and I was like, I'm a big Fab fan because of Soul Tapes, and B-Dot was like, I don't expect him to play no Soul Tape because it's 20 songs, and I was like, you right, but B-Dot was like, he should play the hits, and if he played the hits, it'd be close. Fab didn't even play the hits. Fab didn't play no Soul Tapes, not really many Summertime Shootouts. Fab was trying to play his street records, the street record with Jada, and it was like,
nigga, you got no street record, bro. You got no street hood nigga. You a street hood nigga trying to get some pussy. We already know what you're about.
He didn't even play his good street songs. I was like, what are you doing? And then after, when they was running through like the songs they could have played, Fab played like 7 songs in a row that was hits, and everybody in the comments was like,
Jada, matter of fact,
I was like, what?
Jada started calling out songs for the dude to play for Fab. Yeah. When that happened, I'm like, yo, take that DJ and throw him outside. When I saw that, because like Jada deadass walked over to him and was like, no, play this.
Jada said he prepared for 2 weeks. It just shows Jada cared. Fab was just bullshitting around.
Because that's all he do, bro. And to me, I thought this would be better for Fab than anybody else, because Jada doesn't really have any bad publicity. Fab had a really rough 2019.
He did, with his wife and everything.
Yeah. I thought to myself, ooh, look at you. You get a chance to turn this shit around. Yep. And here you go, not taking shit seriously. And I'm thinking to myself like, yep, just like your career, nigga, we don't take you serious no more. Get up out of here, Fab. Pack that shit up.
I'm a big Fab fan, and this shit hurt my heart. So like, damn, but Jada won that shit easily. Like super easy. He didn't even play Reservoir Dogs. He didn't play some of his like lock shit. I was like, oh. And Jada even said it like on the Joe Budden podcast this week. He was like, I was gonna play all that shit, but when Fab didn't play the hits, I was like, oh well, this shit over with. I'm gonna just get drunk.
Yeah, bro. He was that ass too, bro. Like, he was saucy, bro. Saucy.
That shit was hilarious. That nigga was tore up from the flow up. All right, but speaking of music and speaking of a Jada, let's get to another Jada, because this shit is crazy. Yo, Brooklyn, what is up with your mans, bro? What is up with your mans, August Alsina? What is going on? August Alsina dropped a new album, was talking about his relationship with Jada, went on the Breakfast Club and basically was like, yeah, me and Jada was in an open relationship. I asked Will for his blessing and I got it. And then Jada's reps reports that August's comments were absolutely not true. But let me play a little devil's advocate, because it was reported that Will Smith was fooling around with Margot Robbie during the time of Focus, during the time of Suicide Squad. So that might have been they was in an open relationship with allowed Jada to get with August. Do you believe that Jada Pinkett Smith was with August Alsina?
This is what I think. They fucked.
Yeah.
The open relationship thing, that's August trying to get his name trending, trying to get the clicks so people download his new album. Shout out to you, but I'm not downloading it.
It was
washed
26
up.
songs. Like,
I'm sorry, bro. We already went over this with Chris Brown. I don't care who you are. You're not Michael Jackson. I'm not downloading 40 songs. So,
facts.
When I saw that, I'm thinking to myself, like, that, literally, bro, I swear to you, when I seen he was trending and it was for that, the first thing I did was get on my phone to see if he dropped something new. And I was like, of course you did. So that's when I went and I found the Breakfast Club interview, and I'm like, you corny.
Yeah,
you corny. And I think of myself as like, on what side of the river does New Orleans grow these corny niggas on? Because we gotta eradicate them, okay? Because I am confused, bro. Like, you can't keep using the same thing to get your name buzzing.
Also, bro, like, isn't it like man code that you don't kiss and tell? Like,
but he keep kissing and telling the same story, bro. It's the same story.
And like, you could tell your boys, but you don't tell it like in a public. Like, I'm not going on the internet telling all the bodies I caught, but like, you could talk to your boys about your body. Like, that's a private situation,
right, bro? You don't get on the Breakfast Club that you know is streamed and played on radio stations from Maine to fucking Alaska and talk about who you been in bed with, bro. That's not a thing, bro. That's
super corny.
Yeah, bro.
Like you said, just to sell records. Like, and August is talented. Like, I don't get why he keeps doing this. Like, there's no need to do all of that.
Bro. What was that? Who was the niggas that he got to argument with? Was it Trey Songz and these niggas and Chris Brown and them? That when he did that, he shot himself in the foot, bro. How are you supposed to collab with the dudes that was your idols become your rivals? He took it way too seriously, right? He made these rivals not even want to get in the studio with him. So now you got nothing to hold on to but this little ass relationship thing that you think was bigger than what it was. From when was this? 2016, 2017?
Yeah, like
the first time you talked
2016.
About this?
Yeah, he talked about this in the first time we heard about it was into 2017, early 2018. Right when the Red Table Talk was starting.
Bro, what are we doing? You can't still be talking about this, bro. It's 2020. It's a pandemic. I don't give a fuck about your old fling, dog.
Yeah, it's a pandemic. Why are we talking about you banging Jada Pinkett Smith? And like,
2 years ago.
I know Will is salty. Like, if I'm Will, shut your fucking ass up, nigga.
If I'm Will, I'm not salty. I'm laughing. Because I'm like, Jada, I told you that this nigga...
Yeah, this nigga was corny. Yeah.
I told you he was going to run his mouth. And you told me my business. So you know what I'm doing right now? I'm minding my fucking business. You go ahead and bring yourself on Red Table and explain this shit. I'm out of here. Like,
yeah, she got to explain it because now it's looking bad. Like, you see, at least I got to say Will know how to pick him. Margot Robbie ain't saying shit. All we saw was the chemistry on Focus, and that was a damn good movie. That was probably the last good Will Smith movie. Focus was good.
Exactly. Man. And all I can think about to myself is she's got to either say, she's either got to come clean about it, or she's got to be like,
this nigga lying.
Yeah, like, it's either got to be like, I gave him some pussy, and now he wilding, or we ain't never had sex, he ain't never even seen my titties,
he lying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be one or the other, bro. Because
either way, it's entertaining.
Yeah, and that's all August is thinking. I'm thinking to myself like, yo, I don't think you realize you're not Kanye, bro. Bad publicity do not work for you, my nigga. Because we're not downloading that 26 album track shit.
That's true. And even with Kanye, we're not downloading that 26 album. That shit is 26
track album, not downloading 26 tracks for you, nigga.
Crazy, bro. Jada Pinkett Smith, find better side niggas, because this nigga is a clown.
That's literally what's coming out of this. Find somebody better on the side. Please.
Yeah, this nigga's a clown. But speaking of the Will Smith family, we got to stay on it because they do have some sad news. And I didn't know about this. My girlfriend had to explain who this nigga is. But fuck Shane Dawson. This is some Jeffree Star makeup nigga. And I blame all you women out there for making these niggas popular. But this nigga Shane Dawson apparently had a video where he had Willow Smith's picture up and he was like faking jacking off and like saying like, I'm going to beat my meat back and forth like my hair when she was 11. And then like, Jaden and Jada came out on the internet like, fuck you, Shane Dawson, you're a creep. We'll need to go to that nigga house and bust his ass. Like, we'll need to stop being like, Will, before all of this pandemic shit, was making multiple videos, making big IG productions. But when it's time for Black Lives Matter, his ass is silent. And when his daughter is on the internet getting told by Shane Dawson he wants to masturbate to her, this nigga silent. Like, fuck this nigga Shane Dawson. Like, I'm losing respect for Will, bro. Will need to come out and say something.
I am not shocked one bit. Like, if I had to pick 5 celebrities that I didn't think would say anything, I'm sorry, bro. Will was on the top. Will was on the tippy top of that list. The only other big name that I thought of that wasn't going to say nothing was Denzel.
But see, Denzel did action.
Yeah.
We saw that video of Denzel go and get them people from getting arrested.
Will was the one but
Denzel not on social media too.
Nah, he's not. But Will was number 1 on my list. I knew that when he stopped making videos, I was like, yo, he's going. Like, he going ghost.
Crazy, bro.
He
like he went
what
ghost.
LeBron call it when he going to play
Zero Dark 30.
I knew that's what Will was going to do. I'm like, yo, this nigga is a fucking puppet.
He big time puppet. And like, the fact is, okay, cool. You don't want to say nothing about Black Lives Matter, but you're not going to say nothing about this dude that's talking about your daughter. That shit is disgusting. You have to let your wife and son say something?
He stayed quiet on everything, bro. And I guess that's just the way he's always been. And they've just accepted it as a family. But like, fuck
Shane Dawson, bro. If anybody said like, nah, nigga, I'm to the point to like, that's like if somebody said something about Thea and you not saying that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's
you
weird,
saying something
bro.
and I'm saying something. We gonna whoop that nigga ass.
Right.
Like fuck that,
weird, bro. Like, why would you think that that's okay for you to stay silent on this? Like, and then like, I don't want no. And this is another thing that I think he may do, and I don't want it. I don't want to hear your reflections on what happened in the past 3 months.
Yeah,
you was away from social media trying to unplug and
trying to decompress.
Yeah, I don't want to
fuck.
Hear that shit. And I'm telling you, Lynn,
he gonna do it.
He gonna tell us how he
a red table special,
and unplug so that it wouldn't create this hate in my heart that I had as a kid, and it was bringing it back to you, bro. I can envision the bullshit now, and I'm like, Will, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if you listen to All the Smoke.
But that's the Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Yes.
Yeah. When they had brought Jamie Foxx on there, and he was talking about, like what he'd been doing and shit like that, and like
Jamie a real one.
Yeah, he talked about like how they asked him about the Django thing, and Will was like, that's one of the things on his list is that he would never play a slave type shit, and I was like, he'll never play a slave because he's trying to separate himself from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely. That's why he'll never say anything about this stuff, because he doesn't want to.
And Quinn wanted Will to be Django, but I'm glad Quinn didn't choose him, because I don't think Will could have did it. And this goes to something that I saw on Twitter, that shout out to Marcel P. Black. He was talking about best black actors, and he was like, Will shouldn't be on that list because Will can only play one note type of character, the hero blockbuster. He can never get into like serious dramatic roles. He can never get into that villain role. He can never be into and I think he made a good point, because like, I don't think Will could have did Django, and like you said, Will's trying to detach himself from that blackness experience, and he's trying to be wholesome for everybody. Whereas Jamie's like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm doing what is a good role, and I'm doing what matters.
Motherfuckers, I could do Django and I could do Annie. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Like,
yeah, no, Will is not in a good view right now of myself. No. This is from the Shane Dawson shit to the Black Lives Matter shit is disgusting. But I gotta applaud Jada and Jaden for taking up for their sister and daughter. But you should. That's your sister and daughter. Like what?
Exactly, bro. It shouldn't even be a question.
Yeah.
Like now,
but I blame these bitches. I blame all you bitches who all obsessed with these makeup people and don't realize these makeup people are rapists and creeps.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, bro, they just doing it for the clicks. Everybody know. How do you not know that, bro? Like
fuck Jeffree Star, fuck James Charles, fuck all them niggas. All them fucking racist, rapist niggas. Fuck you niggas, bro. Fuck Shane Dawson, nigga gone. But all right, next up we got but let's get into some more beefs. Akademiks, bro. Super clown number 1 on the clown list. This nigga supporting Jerry 6ix9ine, because I don't call him by his name. That nigga Jerry 6ix9ine. Rat. It's Akademiks all about supporting him, but beefing with Freddie Gibbs, talking about Freddie Gibbs irrelevant, talking about how he make more money than Freddie Gibbs. This nigga was also beefing with John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. He said, actually, one time she tried to sneak diss me. Fuck that hoe, straight up. John Legend can suck a dick. John Legend can hear that. Don't have your bitch dissing me because I don't give a fuck about your music. I don't give a fuck about none of you niggas. One time she was sneak dissing me. I don't play that shit. I don't care if you John Legend's bitch or any other bitch. How about you take that fucking big ass mouth of yours and fucking weird looking face and start promoting your man's album? Maybe it would do more than 25,000, you fucking skank, the first week. Your man's a fucking flopper. His Legend doing 25,000. That's not a legend. That's a fucking bitch. Fucking flopper. Chrissy Teigen suck a fucking dick. I felt some type of way. Yeah, I felt some type of way. But I don't give no fucks about no hoe ass bitch with no big ass mouth. Fuck that bitch. You can suck a dick and John can suck a dick. That nigga went wild on. You could tell that was some toxic, sexist shit. The way he said, the one comment that caught me was the one where he was like, wait, where is it? How about you take that fucking big ass mouth of yours? That's some toxic. That's some toxic, sexist shit right there, bro.
So for me, with Akademiks, right, my theory has always been that one of these days he was gonna crack, because we've been coming at him crazy. Like as a social media community, we've been slow cooking, roasting this man crock-pot style for like the past 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I knew eventually he'd crack. I'm just trying to figure out why
drink Henny every day. That's
why John Legend and Chrissy Teigen
caught most of that smoke.
Yeah, that's my problem with it. Is that of all the people to crack on, bro, you gonna lose that 10 times out of 10. That's a whole family right there, bro. You look bad. You just look dumb. You look so dumb doing that to a family, bro.
And my thing is,
you
like,
want to be for Freddie? Cool. You want to be for other rappers? Cool.
Yeah. But John Legend and
with a singer and an act.
Not even an actress, a singer and a singer's social media wife. Like, what are you doing, nigga? You stupid. Like, Act to me is the biggest loser of the 2010s, and let me explain why.
Bro, of the 21st century, bro.
Like one of the biggest
social media, bro.
Of the social media era, he's the biggest loser. And I know people can be like, "Oh, you hating this and that." No, let me tell you why. I used to have and I still have respect for Act. I have respect for what Act was. Let me explain. Act had the pulse of hip hop in his hand. Act controlled hip hop media for a time. He doesn't anymore because he let it go. Act had it in his hand. He signs a deal with Complex and Joe Budden. They make a show. Their show becomes bigger than the Breakfast Club. Act then puts his tails behind 6ix9ine and rides 6ix9ine till he dies, which was a mistake. But the fact is, when Joe Budden left, Act should have left too. Act had the ability to have his own show and be the voice of hip hop. He chose not to and chose the check and chose Complex over the work he would have to put in. If Act would have been like, you know what, fuck this, he didn't even have to go with Joe. If Act was like, I want my own show outside of Complex, I want this, that, Act could have did it and been the biggest media personality and took it from under Elliot's wing, under Charlemagne's wing, took it from right under their noses. But yet, he allowed Elliot and Charlemagne to get back up and knock his ass the fuck out. Act is Act is no longer the number one media source. He's no longer the number one media voice. Act is now 5th, 4th, 6th, wherever you rank him, and he allowed Tekashi 6ix9ine to take him down. He allowed, it wasn't just Tekashi, it was himself. Mismanagement of his brand, mismanagement of his ideas, and then he booked his horse behind one rapper, and he was like, I'll be the news outlet for this rapper. And then when that rapper went to jail, everything went downhill. Him and Tekashi and 6ix9ine are sick right now. They sick.
That shit was so weird to me. Like, how you go from giving me all the rapper,
the news,
all of it. I had everything coming from one person to you only posting about 6ix9ine. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
And now nobody don't want to deal with him because he's with 6ix9ine. Or it's only young niggas who are like, I'll pay his price and he can come on. All these old niggas don't give a fuck about Act no more.
Shit was weird, bro, to me. Like, all I thought about was like you said, like the source of hip hop, right? Now we getting our sources from like two different people, and you allowed Charlemagne to become the voice again that he was before. Yep. Charlemagne's never been a source, but he's always been a voice. And your voice was louder than his.
Voice louder than Elliot Wilson's too.
For like 2 years, bro.
Yep.
And you allowed Charlemagne and Elliot to get back up there.
And Joe.
And now Joe's a voice way above you. And you're looking at yourself like, how the fuck did I get back down here? Like,
that was his fault.
Why would you want to mismanage your brand in such a way and get behind one rapper? I couldn't imagine myself thinking, yo, this rapper gonna take me all the way to the top.
That between putting his voice behind the rapper and then believing in Complex, his two biggest mistakes. Like, he didn't realize that Complex needed him. He didn't need Complex, but he didn't believe that. He didn't even realize that. And he's making money now, but like, is it worth? It's like, he should be making, in my opinion, double what he's making at Complex. Maybe even triple. Maybe even 5 times as much, because people don't realize Act, like we said, Act was the voice for hip hop for at least 3 years.
Like, bro, come on. So, like,
and that's without the Everyday Struggle show.
Exactly. That was before.
Like, that's where the news came from. And for him, and I know he's so out of being the voice and being out of whack with hip hop. Yeah, he might know about the young niggas, but for him to beef with Freddie Gibbs and say Freddie Gibbs isn't a good rapper, or saying Jeezy, if Jeezy sold because of his old fan base, he'd get 50,000. But for him not to realize that Freddie Gibbs is probably the best rapper in the game right now just shows how out of touch Act is. Bro, Freddie Gibbs is a top 5 rapper right now in the game. Freddie Gibbs has put out Bandana and then now Alfredo, as well as the joint project with Currency. Freddie Gibbs' last 3 projects have been flawless. They've been phenomenal. And for him not to acknowledge that just shows how out of touch Act is.
Like, because he's not yelling at the mic, bro. He's not hot fire. Like, bro, that's what I'm thinking to myself. Like, bro, you are, like, the more he talks, this is him just dropping down.
Stock. Yeah, losing notches, stock.
Bro. He's just like, by the end of 2020, I'm not going to do him like that. By the end of 2021, Akademiks is going to be an afterthought, bro.
He's already a clown. People already view him as a clown. He's about to be after. Like the other day, I unfollowed him because I was like, "There's no point in me following him anymore because all it is 6ix9ine news and news that I see from Elliot. Like I might as well just follow Elliot and not get the 6ix9ine news."
After 6ix9ine went to jail, I had to unfollow him, bro. I was done.
It's too much. Like all he posts is about 6ix9ine. Like I don't give a fuck about 6ix9ine like that, bro. Like fuck
nobody did.
Jerry 6ix9ine. Like I don't give a fuck. And Ak is just a clown, and I love that Freddie Gibbs is just clowning him. And honestly, if Freddie Gibbs wanted Ak, you threaten him on the internet. Freddie Gibbs now has carte blanche to come beat your ass.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking to myself, like, bro.
You don't want to mess with gangsta. Like his name is Gangsta Gibbs.
Why do you pick like the battles that he's choosing, bro? Like if he wanted to, like I bet if he would have beefed with 6ix9ine, this would have been way better for him. But you beefing with
Freddie Gibbs.
And John Legend, bro, like, what do you pick your battles, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Like,
Ak is an idiot, bro. He's a cornball and an idiot. But you got anything else more on Ak? I just had to throw that out there.
Nah, bro. You hit the nail on the head, bro. The man's losing stock every day. He had it. He lost it. He's gonna be a shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yep, well, big time. Oh, speaking of music, final music topic. What you think of Kanye West's new song? Him and Travis Scott.
It sounded weird, bro.
Pride by Dr. Dre.
That shit sounded like a SpongeBob episode when motherfuckers couldn't get the whole right so they can get out that cave. That wind was not hitting. I don't know if it was on purpose or if they thought it sounded good. I don't know if the shrooms was hitting at the time or the acid was giving them a certain vibe, but I wasn't on that vibe with them. So it was weird to me. And then when I put the song together with the music video, I'm so confused because then it got like, it starts off with the police protest and it got like the video of Ahmaud Arbery running in the neighborhood. And I'm just like, where you going with this, bro? Where you going?
Weren't you the guy with the MAGA hat like a couple weeks ago?
Do you think we forgot, bro? Kanye, nobody's forgiving you for this. I promise you, bro. Nobody's forgiving you.
And the song was trash. Like, and maybe if the song was good, we might be able in the process of like not forgiving, but not like maybe not forgetting, but maybe forgiving. Not right. That the song ass, you doing all this, bro. We not forgetting and we not forgiving your ass.
Like I seen, there's been a couple of rappers that are putting out their own thing. Meek did something. As much as the baby did something. Like I said, T Grizzly did his thing, and I was like, stop. The baby put out like a remix to Rockstar. It's got like a 30-second Black Lives Matters verse on the front of it.
Yeah.
And of all of them, I mean, like I said, the Lil Baby shit go hard. I ain't gonna lie. So does Meeks. I ain't gonna lie. Meeks is pretty good too. But after that, listen, bro, if y'all not gonna come hard on that shit, don't come at all, bro. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I'm gonna say about
If you're gonna do the protest raps, you better come with the bars. Like you
Lil Baby and Meek came with the bars, bro.
Yeah, so Lil Baby and Meek were the best.
If they're not coming like that, don't put it out. That's all I'm gonna say. If you in the studio and your boy don't tell you that it can go up against what it is, junk it, bro.
No, I'm with you. Kanye West gets thumbs down. Shit's trash. Yeah, but all right, let's get to the final two topics. These are just like topics about the world, or not about world, about relationships. So Eazy-E's daughter, Ebby, was having beef with some of her other family members because Eazy-E's daughter's not allowed to use some of her father's music as clearance or whatever. She's not allowed to clear it. And I think that's a process of having divorced families where Eazy had one set of family with Eby's mom and then another set with the other side of the family who's not letting her clear. So I wanted to ask you, we're not talking about Eazy-E's family structure. I just wanted to ask you, how does one should deal with this divorcee family type stuff with the having half sisters and half brothers? Because I have a half sister, lo and behold, and it took me a while to accept her. And honestly, I got to thank my girlfriend because my girlfriend allowed me to realize it's not her fault. She didn't ask to be born. It's the beef. You got beef with your pops. Like, if anything, you got to have beef with your pops, not with that girl. And it took me being 25 years old and having my girlfriend talk me through it to honestly understand. So I get the beef EB has, and especially if you throw money into it, that adds a whole nother situation. But I think siblings need to learn that it's not, you don't have beef with your siblings, you have beef with your parents.
Right. And I think honestly, shout out to what was the nigga name? Was it Jerry? Was the manager named Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry Heller.
Fuck Jerry. I'm telling you, listen, the reason why they got a problem right now is because Jerry probably the one that sprinkled what he had to sprinkle on both sides of the family, bro. He's thinking to himself like, listen, if y'all not paying me, I ain't finna clear neither one of them shits, to be honest with you. Because Jerry owns Eazy's whole fucking discography. So if I'm thinking to myself, if I'm beefing with somebody, it damn sure ain't my sibling. It damn sure ain't my sibling. I'm going for Jerry head ass.
Facts.
Like I know that, you know, obviously my thing is though, why not clear it? Like, unless you got some song that you about to do something with, why not clear it?
But even then, it's like, even if you got a song, like, that's your sister. Like, that's your sister or that's your brother. Like, clear that shit for them. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, I get you might be upset that, oh, Pops might have loved his mama, but that don't have nothing to do with your sibling. Like, your sibling is your sibling. Like, that's the only blood you got. Your Pops is gone. That's one of the only people you can connect with to have memories of your father.
But see, the thing is, though, right? Ah, man, they're going to crucify me for this one. But I'm going to say it anyway. Fuck it.
Go ahead.
The thing is, bro, it be them bitter-ass baby mamas, cuz.
True.
Listen, bro. I've heard, like, my stepmom spewed hate into my little brother's heads, bro. And I used to be like a ray of sunshine, bro, because at the end of the day, I know who it is to blame. Yeah. Y'all was opening y'all legs for that nigga. What y'all mad for? What y'all mad at the kids for? Like, what you mad at that kid for?
He didn't
that little girl ain't do shit. That little girl ain't do shit to you. That little boy didn't do shit to you. Like, my dad got 10 kids, Lynn. 6 baby mamas, all right? At least 4 of them baby mamas. Bitter bitches, bro. Bitter bitches, bro. And I'm thinking to myself, like, the kids, if you want to be bitter at somebody, he's right there.
Yeah.
I got his number memorized. What's up? Call him. Like, if you got to be bitter with somebody, I know who you should be bitter with. Them kids, though, don't represent nothing other than kids. They didn't do nothing to you.
And look, I gotta give my mom her props because my mom never once talked bad about that little girl or talked bad about that others. Because she was like, if you want a relationship with your sister, you should have it. Don't let me deter you from having that relationship. And that's why I gotta shout out mom. And it took my girlfriend to make me understand, like, it's not a betrayal to your mom. It's not a betrayal to her by having a relationship with your sister. It's just you having a relationship with your sister. You should have beef with your pops. Like, that's what a beef is with your pops.
And like that's literally what it is for me with the half sibling thing. Because like I said, I got a bunch, baby. So for me, it's not really about that. Like, they call me right now. It's probably one person that can't call me. There's one person that can't call me, but the bitch burnt her own bridge. So therefore,
that's
I didn't do it.
Shit. Yeah.
So for me, of his 10 kids, I mean of the 9 kids, because obviously I don't count. So of the 9 kids, there's one that can't call me. But other than that, bro, one of them called me talking about, man, I'm stuck somewhere and I need some help.
You got him.
Or they trying to come through to Louisiana. Bro, come through, bro. Slide through, cuz. Like, it is what it is. But like, as far as like being bitter towards the siblings, that shit weird. Yeah. It definitely should be targeted at who
did the is like, yeah. It's like, you gotta be mad at the person who caused the situation. It's like, you can't be mad at the outcome. Like, that child didn't ask to be born. It's the dumbass parents that brought him in the world.
That is literally the outcome, bro. You can't be mad at that person, bro. They did not do that. Like,
yeah. And look, I can't lie. It took me, I found out when I was 18, 19. I didn't accept it till I was 25. So I get having that built up frustration and anger. Like, I relate to that. So like, I understand. So it's just,
and like, I know that Eazy-E kids, I know they been new, bro.
It's worse, because it got money to do with that. It's like, there's a lot more bitterness involved in that, but it's just like, y'all got to get over that because y'all are siblings. Y'all are brothers and sisters at the end of the day.
It's been 25. It's been 25. I think he died in 95.
It's been more. It's been as long as I've been alive.
That's what I'm thinking about. Like, when I said 25, it sounded outrageous.
Yeah.
Then I realized, I'm like, nah.
We just
these niggas died in the 90s, bro. Like, We can't be bringing that bitter shit into 2020, bro. This is a whole new this 3 decades now, nigga. You bringing hate from 3 decades ago? You toxic, bro. You toxic as fuck.
I think the topics of this pod is just what's American and un-American, and then not bringing hatred and toxicity into 2020.
Facts, bro. Like, that's way too toxic, bro. Like,
yeah, keep that shit out of there. The next topic we got is this is a conversation that is spurred, like the last one, off of pop culture. So Dr. Dre is getting a divorce right now, and he's worth $800 million and never had his wife sign a prenup. How do you feel about prenups, B? And what's your thoughts on them? My thing is this with prenups. And me and my girl done had this conversation. For example, if I get married to the girl I'm with right now, I'm not going to make her sign no prenup because she has paid for things for this podcast network. She has paid for things for me. She has paid for things to help this business. So if this business takes off, I can't make her sign a prenup because this business took off without her paying for some of the shit she paid for. So she's been ride or die with me for number one. Now, if I get with some girl that came along after I blew up, oh, she got to sign a prenup, baby.
Hell yeah. So with the Dre thing is, Dre been a dog, right?
And we been knew that.
Dre been knew he been a dog, right?
Yep.
Dre knew better than this. But Dre also seen this coming.
True.
When he sold Beats to Apple, he knew that this day would come. Shit. I knew this day would come. Jeff Bezos knew his day would come.
But see, Jeff Bezos is
like a certain point, and
Jeff Bezos is like me. His wife was the breadwinner and provided the garage, provided all the stuff for Amazon to take off. So that woman had a right to that money. Dr. Dre, I don't know. Dr. Dre should have definitely got that woman to sign a prenup.
Yeah, he should have. And then exactly like I said, once he sold the shit to Apple, he knew that this day was coming. She was taking that bread. So like for him to sit here and be like, damn, she finna take this bread. For me, as his lawyer, I'm like, nigga, we planned for this. We knew this was coming. You thought she was staying with your ass? Nigga, you been a dog. She was gonna take the money and go. And that's what she did, bro. Like, I mean, hey, like you said, it is, if she helped me, if it was something when I was at the bottom and we grew together, no.
No pre-ad.
If I'm at the top, yeah, you better sign this paper.
Yeah, you better suck a dick and sign this paper or get to walking. Yeah, easy conversation. And we don't have to stay long on this. Yeah, that's easy. All right, before we get up out of here, I got to talk to you about these two things. So my birthday was recent, and I was making love to this. Bro, making love to 60s and 70s music is different.
Oh, you trying to have a baby?
Bro, making love. Let me making love to Teddy Pendergrass and Luther Vandross is different than making love to 112 and Avant, bro. I gotta keep it up. When you put on that, turn off the lights.
The first song that came to my head, bro, no cap. As soon as you said 60 and 70 music, the first song that came to my head was Teddy Pendergrass, Turn Off the Lights. Oh, God, bro, you trying to make a baby. All right, baby Lynn coming 2020.
No,
baby. All right,
no quarantine babies. This is, the boys stay wrapped up. We ain't playing them games.
Let me find out. I gotta reinvest in my baby shower fit. So in New York, right? There's a staple in the baby shower community, right? When you go to your boy's baby shower, you gotta come through with the long sleeve Burberry shirt, the True Religion jeans, and the Timbs, bro. Come on, bro. Then maybe put out the Yankee hat for you, bro. Come on, son.
Stupid. But I had to let the young niggas out there know, if y'all trying to make real love and have some freaky sex,
y'all finna have a baby. Don't listen to this.
60s and 70s R&B. I'm telling you, turn on that Teddy Pendergrass. Is gonna change your fucking life, bro. I swear. And I got the okay to talk about this with my girl, but yo, some lingerie just be looking like body armor, bro. It'd be looking like fucking knight in shining armor, bro. She walked down the hall, my eyes went like this. I was like, whoa, this shit took me by storm. It was like you had strings holding up this attachment.
Okay,
holding up this.
All right.
Shit was crazy, bro. No, nigga birthday was wow.
All right, look, I'm gonna go ahead and put my Burberry shirt on back order then. But I'm gonna have it ready for you though, cause I'm gonna have that shit ready for you.
A nigga had the paddle going. It was wow.
Shit.
But let me ask you this. Now, I'm not saying that I did this, but I just want to ask you because this was a conversation that was had over my bro trip. This is something that I heard on the Joe Budden podcast. This is something that's going on in the male conversation. I think we got to have it. How do you feel about males with their significant other, their women, having butt play? Not butt play with the woman, butt play with the man. Whether that's a woman eating your ass, whether that's a woman fondling your gooch, the area between the balls and the butthole, and then push on your
school. I know what that is. Come on, man.
And push on your butthole like a button, because they say the male G-spot is right around the rectum. That's why if they push on your butthole like a button or while you having sex or blowing you or whatever, how do you feel about butt play, my nigga?
Look, bro, I ain't ready for that, bro. like I had a conversation. I'll never forget this conversation. I was 18. I had just started working at Applebee's, and they was talking about at the time to me, some freak nasty shit. Talk about girls getting their ass eat out. And I'm thinking to myself like, wow, this is...
I eat women ass out. I gotta keep it a bean.
Look, I do too. But I was 18 at the time, right? Now I'm 25. I don't give a fuck. At the time, I was 18, right? And I was like, oh, y'all nasty. And I never forget what the lady said to me. She was probably 35 at the time. She said, trust me, young blood, the older you get, the more you are willing to try. And I said, okay. Like, I don't know why. Like, they was all laughing, and then all of a sudden I took that so seriously, and I wrote it down in the back of my head. And I was like, okay. And like, as I've gotten older, I'm thinking to myself, all I could think about was Tamika telling me, the older I get, the more I'm willing to try. So at this point in my life, I ain't ready. I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't ready.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm not getting my butthole eaten because that's gross to me. Like, I do not want my girl to go down into the swamp area of what is Lyndon's ass with all the hairs and sweat. Like, all that shit is just nasty.
Thank you.
But let me say this. There's nothing wrong with the button pushing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. There's nothing wrong with the button pushing. I'm not getting no colonoscopy out here. You're not checking my prostate deep. Yeah, not yet. Got to do that when at my late 30s. Every man got to do that, especially black males. Y'all can't be afraid of that because that's how niggas die. But I'm not getting a finger shoved up my ass. But you could maybe do the little button push. Maybe do the little button push. That's why I'm at with it. But that's enough freaky shit for this pod. I told Brooklyn I was going to go there this one. Brooklyn, tell the people they can find you on social media.
You can find me on all social media at Where Brooklyn At. And that's Brooklyn with a Q, not a K, baby. That's for marketing purposes.
Because we are not trying to get sued. Let's get into, because it is happening, let's get into this week's interview with Otaku God. And then after that, we got a special conversation with Charles Reese and David Grubb, and then we're going to finish out the pod with Adam Schubert and Justin Baptiste talking all things NBA. The new 2K covers were released. Dame's on the cover of one. Zion's on the cover of the other. I'm getting the Zion cover because why do I want the Dame cover? That shit is trash.
Because it's Dame time, baby. It's Dame time. I know you like that ad.
You want to make a bet? Dame not even...
You didn't like that ad, bro? You gonna tell me you didn't like that ad, though?
I liked it. It was all right. It was kind of corny.
It was fire, bro.
Dame not even making the playoffs.
Listen, bro. We're not talking about what we're talking about here is
Dame
the
making the playoffs,
bro. We're talking about the how wonderful it is for it to come full circle for him, right? To be a 2K cover athlete, right? Because
2K cover athlete.
We already knew that Zion was gonna get one of the covers because they spilled the beans when they dropped that first clip. It was obvious. So for me, it's just like, yes, bro. Yes. Give my man his recognition, bro. Even if it is the last 2K cover on the old gen, it's okay. It's all right because
I'm getting that new gen. I'm with the Zion new gen. I'm ready for it.
I already know you getting that shit, bro. I'm gonna have to sell a kidney or something.
I sell my old PlayStation 2 out there. If y'all want to make an offer for it, I'm selling them because GameStop is not making a good offer.
Of course not, bro. Look. As soon as one of them GameStops go out of business, bro, I'm going to tell him I can buy the store.
For 50 cents.
For 50 cents, bro. I'm going to tell him the best I could do is $11.98.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's hilarious. But let's get up out here. That's all we got this week, ladies and gentlemen. All right, time to get into the interview with Otaku God.
Real trap shit.
Gang. Yo. Apple to game me roll out with the tillo. Heard they fuck with the law calls Winslow. Used to be out on the street on my tits-hoes. I give a fuck if these niggas don't like me. Saying Jack, come down, Levi. Used to have lit money stuffed in my Levi's. I with the Drake, had that mix it with knee-high. All that I've been through, surprise I ain't lost it. I know niggas want me dead up in my coffin. Can't let you go get the best of me. Hop on the beat and I cook it up. Food wars, I got the recipe. Starting to think that these niggas don't get it. The underworld game, we always stay winning. Whole gang is evil, the sentence is 6. Still got a Draco, he carry the stick. No Pokemon, it's a critical hit. This ain't as good as it gets. You gotta wait until I drop the tape. Already been told that I was a great. Fuck around, give me a whole cake cake. Goku, I'm about to go ahead and go wait. Don't mind me have to pull up to your place. I saw your gang and you all get a race. The cloud with the gang, like blaze against the boss. You can tell I'm amazing, man. Hit up your crew like we out playing laser tag. On the wall, Star Wars, we all be some Mega Man. That's for a fee. I can't give out a helping hand. Pay for a fee, need a band, gotta get it in. Gang, on gang, bitch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week's special guest is happening. Y'all just heard his new song, Jagaaaaaan. That was this week's world premiere. This week's special guest is the legendary. We got, if you want to think of the big three of rap, anime rap, you got Slick representing Bleach. You got Krissa representing Naruto. Well, we got Otaku God representing One Piece. We got the third member of the big three, Otaku God. What is up, my brother?
What's good, man? What's good?
Nothing too much, just chilling. How you doing on this Wednesday, my brother?
Man, chilling, bro. I really, to be for real, like I got off work like maybe 2 hours ago, so that's why I'm in bed right now. Just tired. I work at a factory job, stressed.
Real, just cooling.
Man, cooling, dog. Cool.
Well, I appreciate you taking some of your time to come on the show with us today, brother.
Yes, sir. You already know what it is.
So the first thing we're gonna talk anime, of course, a little bit later, but we gotta talk about, because you're a rapper. So what got you into hip hop artists? Not hip hop artists. We got you into hip hop music, and what made you want to be a hip hop artist?
Oh man, like to take it back, man. I don't know how old I was, but I remember like 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying came out, and like Plies that came out, all that. My mom and my grandparents bought me a little CD player. You know, that's back when we used to have to walk with that shit around on us big ass CD players. And I really just used to like jam 50 Cent and Plies a lot. And I was like, yo, I think I want to be a rapper. So like years went by and Soulja Boy came out with Crank That. Man, from there, really like Soulja Boy inspired my whole music thing. Soulja Boy and Lil B the bass guy. They both inspired me, bro, because I just like, man, they just being themselves and doing what they want to do. And from there, I was like, man, fuck it. If they can do that, I can do that too. And I just started doing the anime rap thing, which on my journey to that, I was listening to Joseph on Deck, the original Otaku God. But,
okay, real.
Yeah, like he really done this shit, but I try to evolve it and take it a step farther. Like I be trying to like mix like a trap sound with this shit. Like I be trying to make it sound like street shit that people can relate to that don't watch anime. But also, I be trying to, connect my anime heads too. But yeah.
So, okay, before we get into some of the inspirations, I want to ask you, being that you are an anime rapper, but you also make rap music. So how do you feel about when people differentiate between you guys and say, oh, he's just an anime rapper, or, oh, he's a rap? Like, how do you feel about the stigma behind it, and what does it mean to you being an anime rapper? Or do you can just consider yourself a hip-hop artist?
Man, let me keep it real, bro. I feel like the anime rap thing, I'll say like a year ago, like people were trying to say that shit was corny and all that stuff, bro. Those are just haters. I feel like, bro, an artist is an artist. I feel like you can still, and this even goes for the gang. Like I feel like you can still throw their music in, our music in, with whatever, is out right now, the NBA young boys and all that. It's just some people ain't gonna catch on. But here's what I tell people though. If you like what you're hearing and you ain't an anime watcher, but you hear them references, Google it. Go watch the anime. See what it's about, man. Just try to get into it. If it's not your thing, then that's cool. But if people want to separate that from, a rapper to an anti-rapper, it's whatever. I'll carry that torch. I'll just make it a wave. Like,
no, 100%. And I think that's what makes. And it's funny because I talked to Richie Branson about this in his interview, and he bigged up you, Chris, and Slick a lot. And I think this is something that me and him talked about, where it's like the difference between you three and some of the other anime rappers of the anime community. They make songs that are strictly like bar after bar after bar after bar, like Goku bars or Vegeta bar, like, you know what I mean? And they tell the story of Dragon Ball Z, or they focus solely in about the anime, and they rap about just the anime, where you guys make music to where it's like, we know y'all are anime fans, but it's y'all make music for everybody. It's just, if you know these anime references, you'll like the songs 10 times more.
Better.
But it doesn't detract from the fact that, like, my girlfriend can listen to it and she doesn't watch anime or doesn't know anything about the difference between Naruto and Gohan. She could give care less, but she hears the music and she thinks it's dope because y'all make good music.
Right.
And I think that's what separates y'all from the rest of the anime rapper community, quote unquote.
To be for real about that too, like how you said that they just a bar at the anime thing, that is what I call a nerdcore rapper. People try to call me a nerdcore before, and I'm like, bro, I'm not nerdcore. I don't rap about Dragon Ball's first season or what Goku did in an episode. I just reference things. I still rap about, like, I'm not in the trap. I used to be in the trap, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll reference a bar to the trap or to the streets, bro. I mean, like I said, I just be trying to get both sides to relate. Whether you're an anime watcher or not an anime watcher, people definitely gonna fuck with my music, I think.
Yeah, and you're telling your story, and just, it's literally just like telling your story, but instead of using it through different metaphors, like, for example, Wu-Tang used a lot of samurai, old kung fu movies. Instead of kung fu movies, y'all are just using anime. That's all it is to it.
Bingo,
or instead of
dog.
Sports. No, and look, I'm playing Jagaaaaaan. Funny enough, I accidentally clicked it. So you just dropped your project Jagaaaaaan, super, super dope tape. What made you name the project Jagaaaaaan?
Man, Jagaaaaaan is a manga that you should check it out. Everybody should check it out because it's a goated manga. It's not really under the radar. I wouldn't say it's under the radar. I think it's been out for like 3-4 years. But, bro, that manga has inspired me so much, bro. Don't get me wrong. It ain't really, like, it got its inspirational moments, but it's a crazy-ass adventure, nigga. Like, a bunch of shit goes on. Like, I'm trying to watch out what I say. But,
oh, no, I appreciate that. But
yeah,
so it's something that's dope. And I heard it could be comparable to things like Dead Tube and like Berserk.
Oh, shit, yeah. It's definitely, if it's not comparable, it's over it.
Okay,
like,
real.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. So the first song is called Fractured Human, Chapter 1, Fractured Human. Talk to me a little bit about that track. Tell me about just like the creation process that you went through when you made that song.
Well, to be honest, the way that I did the mixtape, it's actually, like, if you read Jagaaaaaan, it's actually kind of like chaptered like Jagaaaaaan.
Oh, okay, cool.
I believe that Chapter 1, like Fractured Human, is the name of the first chapter of Jagaaaaaan.
Oh, real?
Yeah, and then like the other ones, really, the other names are just characters from like the other. Ooh, please nobody text me. From other from the chapters. But Fractured Human, man, I really can't tell you. Like, it's weird how I come up with my songs. Everybody wants a second verse from me. I don't do second verses. I might honestly like have some old bars that I keep in my notepad, right? And I just put those together, and if it sounds right, that's how an Otaku God song is made. There isn't really no structure to what I do.
Is that something that you do consciously? Because I noticed that it's interesting that you said, because I thought of this, because I asked everybody this in the sense of where we are as a climate of music right now. And that's something I definitely noticed. You don't always, like you said, you don't do a second verse. It's just chorus, bar, chorus, or just verse, chorus, or just whatever it may be. It may just be one verse. And none of your songs are over 3 minutes. Like, the longest song you have on here is 250, but that's because of the features. Is that a conscious choice that you make, or is that just the vibe? Because we're in the streaming era and people's attention spans are shorter, a lot of songs are under 3 minutes, whereas if you look at classic hip hop, it's 3 minutes plus.
It is because people's excuse me. It's because people's attention spans, people just don't have a long attention span no more. And I know how the younger generation is, but to keep it real on that also, XXXTentacion, I listened to him, and he proved to me that you don't have to have a 2-minute song, bro. If you listen to all of X's songs, because he was the biggest inspiration to me too, even though he's younger than me, but if you listen to all of X's songs, they're good, but they're like literally like 1 minute and 30 seconds type shit. But the vibe that he put on them, bro, was just fire. Whether he wanted to be an R&B singer, a rock, whatever he did, it was fire. So I'm like, well, shit, if X could do it, I could. And shit, I did it, bro.
Yeah, you're definitely doing it. So will you ever put out a song that's over 2 minutes and 50 seconds? Like, will you ever get to the 3-minute song just to show like, yo, like, cause I feel like the way that you rap, I know when I hear a rapper that cares about bars. Like, I know for a fact you care about people hearing your lyrics and it's like, damn, Otaku God put this punchline in there. Damn, Otaku God put this metaphor, this simile in there. I know you care about bars, so will you ever put out that song that's like, nigga, nah, I can spit. Like, you niggas better recognize, like, I am a rapper at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. I talked to, I don't know if you met Callan B yet, but I
think he followed me on Twitter like recently. I don't know if I know him that well yet, but I definitely know the name for sure.
Yeah.
He got the little bee on his shit too, like the bumblebee.
Yep, newest member to Otaku Underworld, man. He lives where I live. That's where I go record at. But
okay, bet. Shout out to Callan.
Facts. He always tells me to do that, bro. He always tells me like drop a track like that because if you go back to my older music, which you probably can't because I privated everything.
Oh yeah, there's nothing on SoundCloud or Apple Music.
Yeah, I private everything, but if you go back to my music, I used to do stuff like that. I mean, my newer man, you know what? Fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do it just because you brought it up, bro. I'll do it.
Hell yeah! Look, and when you do, let me know. I'm gonna repost the fuck out of that shit because, like, I think that's something that, like, because I tell Christian this too. Like, y'all can spit. Like, just that might necessarily not need to be on the album. That's just like a single, just to say, like, nah, nigga, don't get it twisted. Like, I will bar you to fucking death. You like 100%.
What's crazy is, bro, the people don't understand that Underworld is dangerous if we don't use anime bars because it comes easy to us when we don't use anime bars. It's hard to make a song when you're trying to use anime bars and make it relatable to everybody, but it ain't shit when you can just write a song with, you know, a sports bar or whatever, bro. Like I can do both. I just choose to stick with the anime way. But I'm gonna definitely happy. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do something, bro. Just because you said it, I got you.
Hell yeah. So, okay, just a quick side note, because we've mentioned it a bunch. I know about the Underworld, and I know who the Underworld is, but let's say for the people who are bros who think fans who may just be hearing about Otaku God for the first time, tell us a little bit about the Otaku Underworld, what that is, how it got started, and just tell us a little bit about that, because people know Chris is in it as well.
Otaku Underworld got started, man. Me and a guy named Paper Dragon. We used to have beef, by the way, but we just squashed that recently. But we both made it. It started off with really like 40 members off some stupid shit. And we were just letting people just come in all the time, bro. It got cut down to maybe about 20. And then after that to about, I want to say like 10 or 11. But we just found artists on Twitter we thought was dope. And we just, you know, or producers, and we just like, yo, man, you should join the team. And from there, everybody that joined in the GC on Twitter just worked together, sent beats or verses to each other, and that's just how it happened. That's how it all started. Unfortunately, a lot of members have left, and some people just can't be cool with each other no more, which that's fine because everybody made a connection and made great music, you know, from the experience. So, you know. Good luck to the guys that left, but as far as Underworld now, we just gonna keep it rolling. And might even get new people.
Hell
definitely we definitely gonna get new people for sure.
So y'all are anime rap collective. Y'all are a rap collective of producers and stuff, just people who work together.
Yeah, and we definitely want to stamp the anime thing for sure because the objective of Otaku Underworld is to make the anime wave mainstream.
Hell yeah. Y'all remind me of and I know this is like y'all part of y'all little logo or whatnot, but y'all definitely remind me of like the Phantom Troop, the Akatsuki of like the rap community. It's like these niggas come, y'all better be careful. So who's all a part of it, if you don't mind me asking, if you know the members?
Man, let me try to remember. Benny, which is Axel. I think he has like Axel Urameshi, it's his @ name. Asof the King, that's his @ name on Twitter. We got Otaku 920. I'm gonna say Hastic going through some things right now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I agree.
I'm gonna say Hastic right now
because he's saying he's stopping, but like nah. And I know he's gonna listen to this, even though he's saying he done with anime and he done with music. That's my nigga. Get better, bro. And we care about you. And like,
yes, sir.
You are talented. Like, don't get it twisted. people care about you. People think your music means something. People think you mean something, and we want to see you bounce back and come back and be a part of this for real.
I bang Haz's music daily now. I always I be trying to. I know I share it around and stuff, and I repost it on my cloud because I feel like people sleep. They are asleep, so they need to wake the fuck up and listen to Hastic. Facts. But yeah, Hastic, Chrissa. Oh, Fade SJE, Slick. Damn. Oh my God. We call him, his name on Twitter is like Jesus. I just can't think of I can't think of his real name right now because I haven't talked to bro in so long, but he's part of Underworld. It's Free Soul's friend.
Yeah, okay. I know Free Soul and Sideshow.
Yeah, Sideshow. And I'm trying to make sure I don't leave nobody. Psycho and Callan. That's it.
Callan. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to Otaku Underworld. Let's get back to the Jagaaaaaan tape. So the next song you got on there is Chapter 2 Dynamic Fusion. That's with Callan B. That shit is super, super hard.
Thanks, bro.
That's my shit. But I want to get to Belchan. Talk to me about the creation of that. You got the boy Delta D's on there. I love Delta, bro. Delta can spit and sing. Just the beat to Belchan is so hard. And I think that's us hearing a different version of Otaku God. Because normally when you come, it's aggressive. You giving us the bars. But this one, you kind of smoothed it out. You kind of slowed down the tempo. You slowed down your voice a little bit and like not as hardcore with it. And I think it works being that this is the girl song, but not just the girl song. It's just you speaking about relationships and just that form of like life and whatnot. Yeah.
Beltron came about because, all right, check me out here. I listen to melodic underground artists. So I listen to, I don't know if you ever heard these names, but like Twin Uzi, Summers, Texas.
Yeah, I heard of Summers.
Yeah. So I listen to all these guys that use the auto-tune stuff. I was looking for a beat that, that would sound like that they'd get on. And I ran into that beat from a guy named Hickle, produced by Hickle. I found him on YouTube. I know like that samples, like to be honest, that song might get striked to be for real because it's a Mary J. Blige sample, like he told me. But I went ahead and hit him up on YouTube in the comments and I'm like, hey man, I really like this beat. Can I buy it? Because I buy, beats from producers all the time. Give producers credit, any rapper listening, please.
Facts.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, man, and it's funny because he heard it and he even liked the song. He was like, yo, this is a banger.
No, that's just hard as fuck.
Yeah, and then Beltron is really actually about my girlfriend that I date now. She lives in Philly. That's really how the song came about. She showed me Jagaaaaaan.
Really?
She got me, my girl got me into Jagaaaaaan. So she calls me Jagaaaaaaaan, which is the main character. And then Beltron is his girlfriend in the manga. So that's where this song came about. Yes, sir.
That's lit. So without her, we wouldn't even have the topic of now you got me. I'm definitely reading this when we finish this, like 1,000%. So, okay, real quick, because I always like to have transitions and I love to ask people about just lifestyles and the way they live and whatnot so other people can relate or hear different sides of the world. How is it being in a long-distance relationship?
Oh, man, I hate it. But I love her. She's actually coming down here because I just got a new spot. So she's going to be coming down here to visit me for 2 weeks and just chill at my crib. As far as like trust, I feel like you got to have a lot of trust to be in a long distance relationship, man.
Facts.
If you ain't got trust, then, don't do it because you're always going to think the other person's doing something. But as far as that goes, me and her call each other every day, FaceTime each other every day when we can. She has a job. She's a manager. I work at an ice factory, but we make things work.
Don't make it work.
We make it work.
Do you think the fact that you're older now, do you think that plays into the reason why it can work? Because maybe with people who are like 18 to like 22, maybe it couldn't work for them.
Definitely, yeah. Because if I younger Otaku God, I would have been like, fuck no, I ain't doing this shit. Like you probably out here thotting type shit. But now I'm older and my mind is wiser. I feel like I know who to trust and who I can't trust. But she's pretty much a trustworthy girl. She's always at home helping her mom, cooking clean and stuff like that. She's just a good girl, man.
And I'm happy for you, bro. That's what's up. Like I said, I love to always just do those just like those transitions or just the little side notes just to see a different side of the people that we're talking to so the fans can get a full perspective of who Otaku God is. The next song, Chapter 4, this is the banger. That was the world premiere. Everybody heard Jagaaaaaan. Talk to me about working with Chris and Slick. How is that? Word on road is y'all got a new mixtape dropping, the Big 3 coming soon.
Yeah, Jagaaaaaan. It's so funny how that came about, man. I couldn't find no beats. I was not feeling nothing. I was still working on a Jagaaaaaan tape, and I'm like, man, I'm not feeling shit. This Slick just randomly FaceTime me, I meant, and he was like, hey man, I got a beat if you want it. He was like, bring that King Kanye flow. I don't know if you ever heard that song. And I was like, I can, if you want me to. So I literally took the same flow I took from King Kanye and I threw it on Jagaaaaaan. And I was like, yo, this sounds way better on this type of beat. But shout out to Cotton Candy Caleb because that song is still a banger. He made the beats to that. But yeah, I just took that and that shit just worked, bro. I sent it to Slick and he was like, yo, this is hard. He's like, can I get on it? I'm like, yeah, bro, jump on that shit. And I'm like, man, who else would sound good on here? Bam, Chris. I'm like, okay, cool. After that shit was a wrap, bro. Like, even, like, we was banging that shit before we dropped it because we just knew, like, I feel like any rapper, I feel like any rapper, like how I am, like, if I make a song and I can keep playing it over and over and over, I'm like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is it, bro. So from there, yeah, man, I fucking slid, when I posted the song on Twitter, before I went to bed, I slid it under King Vader's Twitter post. I didn't think Vader would see it. I did not think he would see it, bro. I didn't think he would pay attention to it or nothing. I woke up the next morning, notification says...
Phone blowing up.
Yeah, phone blowing up from King Vader saying, this is hard. I'm like, what? He's talking about Jagaaaaaan. He's like, yo, send me the link. So Slick, I messaged him, but he responded to Slick. So Slick got him the link. And from there, that man put it on his TikTok. And that song has been going bananas ever since then. I don't think there is not a day that song doesn't get played on Spotify, SoundCloud, or anything, honestly.
Hell yeah, congratulations, man. That song is super, super hard. And that reminds me, y'all, that this wasn't your first viral moment because you and Chris had a viral moment with the song Shonen.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you about Shonen.
Song, that might be my favorite Otaku guys. It's either that or the song with you and Delta D's, because both of those songs are super. And I love Jagaaaaaan, of course. Don't get that twisted, but I think it's either Belchan or Shonen.
Thank you, bro. Shonen, that's so crazy. Shonen is not supposed to exist. Shonen is not even supposed to be out. It was never supposed to be a thing. I actually wrote that song to be sung. I was trying to like do an auto tune thing, but nobody I knew around here where I live knew how to work auto tune. So I'm like, man, what do I do best? Scream and fucking yell. So I'm like, fuck it. I was like, life is a shonen. You didn't know this. And I'm like, I'm recording it. I'm like, yo, this sounds like trash. I was like, this song. Yeah, I said it to Chris. I'm like, bro, what did you think about this song? He said, bro, this is heat. I said, for real? I was like, I was about to throw it in a recycle bin, bro. I was like, you want to jump on it? He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, don't throw the song away. Let's do this shit. I'm like, all right, bro. After he done this verse, I posted a snippet and that shit flew.
That Promise Neverland, Eat My Kids, your whole shit. That's my shit, bro. That's my shit. And I think it worked for y'all because that was right when Promise Neverland had either just finished or it was in the heat of it. And just the timing of everything. Didn't someone post that song, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh man, so many. I can't. You know what? So many people have posted it now. I can't even tell you who did, man.
Real, because I'm pretty sure Heavenly Controller posted the AMV.
I think he did something. He either retweeted it. He did something. Yeah, he did something. Shout out to him. He's been on my SoundCloud. I see you, nigga. But yeah.
Which song do you prefer? Because I know everybody got a favorite child. Like when niggas say they don't have a favorite child, they got one. Which one would you say is your favorite between Jagaaaaaan or Shonen?
Oh, bro, that's a good question. Damn, Damn, I love Shonen because it's a SoundCloud gym. It's an underground gym.
The AMV is stupid. That shit works so well.
Bruh, do you know how the AMV got? Do you know where it came from? Oh God, I don't think Chris is gonna care. So
he's not gonna care.
Yeah, so that AMV is actually from some dude in like Russia, like off of some dude's YouTube page. We basically just screen recorded that shit and posted our song over it, and it worked. But we gave the man credit. We always give him credit. You know, we're like, here's the original link to the AMV, and I think that got that guy views too. He doesn't seem to have a problem with it. But yeah,
as long as he have a problem, that's the wave.
Exactly. But if I had to choose, man, I guess I'm gonna say Shonen because that song really got me out there.
That was the first one.
Yeah, Jagaaaaaan is just the newer me with the flow I've been trying to work on. So I'm still say Shonen though, but Jagaaaaaan is definitely a newer me, a better version, if I say so myself, of how much I've practiced. Because I listen to a lot of G Herbo, and that's where my flow comes from, bro. I don't know if you listen to G Herbo, but that's where. Yeah.
Shout out to Young Swervo.
Yeah, that's where my flow comes from. I don't knock it. I don't hate on this man. People are like, you sound like G Herbo. I'm like, you're exactly right, bro. That is where I get my sauce from. Shout out to G Herbo. I hope we can work one day.
Hell yeah, we gonna put that out into the universe, and that's gonna come true. I believe that 1,000%. Because everybody who done came on this pod, things they have said have come true. I hold that. Like I'm telling you, that shit gonna happen. Like I've seen it happen multiple times. But yeah, okay. So the next track that you got before the outro is the song with Haz. Talk to me that song, and honestly, I remember on Twitter when you posted, you was like, "Wait, Haz, this was supposed to be on Jagaaaaaan," and he was like, "Bro, throw that on there." And then I remember how that shit happened. Like that wasn't even supposed to happen, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah, I hit up Haz because I like when Haz raps. I mean, I know he does a lot of melodic stuff, but I think he has bars. And I just like, yo, man, jump on this shit. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, because I owed him a feature. I'm horrible at features, by the way, but I owed him one, and I was like, man, just jump on mine. Of course, he killed it. I knew he would. And it's funny, a lot of people like that song.
That song is hard as hell.
Yeah, a lot of people like that song, man. We just both did our thing on there, and that's really another song I just tried to, inspired by G Herbo, tried to kill it. The off pocket flow. I rap off beat, but I rap on beat. If that makes any sense. I get it. Yeah, I do that a lot. A lot of people come at me about that, but that's just my style now. I'll probably switch it up soon though.
100. And that's Jagaaaaaan. I think my favorite, like I said, is Belchan. Number 2, Jagaaaaaan, and then number 3, the song with Haz, Hidaroki. Hell yeah. But all the other ones, Fracture Human and Dynamic Duo, hard as fuck as well. Super, super dope tape. Tell the people they can find Jagaaaaaan at before we finish up the book, because we got some more stuff to talk about, obviously. But tell them where they can find the project at on streaming services and whatnot.
Oh, man. I can't think of what it's called. I want to say I think it's called iHeartRadio. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. Basically, Amazon Music, anything really you can look it up through, because I go through DistroKid and they distribute to a lot of music, streaming services. So you can really find it about anywhere now, for sure.
Hell for yeah. Sure. Y'all go look up Jagaaaaaan. It's spelled JAGAAAAN, or just search Otaku God on all streaming platforms and you shall find it there. All right, Otaku God, we got to jump into it, man. What's some of your favorite animes, my brother?
Man, right now I'm watching One Piece, and it might be my favorite fucking anime of all time, bro. I ain't even gonna cap to you. I watch a lot of old stuff, like I'm watching Revolutionary Girl Euthena. That's like a 90s anime joint. But my favorite anime, I used to be Parasite Maxim.
Ooh, I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad you didn't say a shonen. And I love shonen, don't get it twisted, but there's certain things about certain seinen that take the idea of shonen and just maturify. Like, maturify is not a word, but it makes them more mature. It gives you a deeper subject matter, and they have a philosophy to it. The philosophy of Parasite is so dope. Just like what should be worth living, and what makes someone strong, and just all the different things about that anime. That's one of my. It's definitely top 10 of all time for sure.
I'm gonna put you on something. If you like Parasite, you're gonna like Jagaaaaaan. It's the same, basically the same story, and they even give a reference to Parasite in the manga.
Oh, I'm checking that out today.
Yeah, it's basically the same story, man. I ain't gonna cap. it's still fire though.
Hell
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Okay. So you got Parasite in there. Give me some of you, like, just run through some of your favorites.
Okay, so Parasite, bro. Do you mind if I turn on my VRV real quick?
Do your thing, brother. I ain't
All
tripping.
right, I know we in the middle of an interview, man.
I ain't tripping. That's how we get the information. So while you doing that, I'm gonna ask you about One Piece. How deep are you right now?
I'm about to finish up the Water 7 arc.
Okay, so you're on Innie's lobby. All right, lit.
Bro, crazy. Rob Lucci, monster. Luffy still beat the shit out of him though, but it's okay because we gotta have the MC prevail. I mean,
hell yeah. You know what I didn't realize? That Rob Lucci's such a crazy maniac and how much he believes in the world government that he had the world government tattoo symbol carved in his back. I didn't realize that until like recently when I saw y'all posting clips of it on Twitter.
Right. Let's see here. Damn, forgot about Hunter x Hunter. Like I'm gonna hit you.
Super lit.
I'm gonna hit the mainstreams. Of course, Demon Slayer, a lot of hate for no reason. Fuck that.
Oh, I'm part of the okay, wait.
No.
Let me ask you. I gotta ask you. Are you reading the manga?
I have not. My girl does, and I just heard some bad stuff about that.
All right, cool. Then you can't be mad at me because you don't know what's gonna happen yet. I love, and let me say this. I love season 1. You can go back and listen to old anime talks. Before the anime came out, I was reading the manga and I was like, yo, this will be a hit in America. And I love everything leading up to the final arc. Everything leading up to the final arc is fucking phenomenal. The final arc, we don't have to talk about that right now.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna spoil it because
now you got me wondering.
It takes the series down, in my opinion.
Damn, a lot of people keep saying that, man. I'm scared out here, dog. I'm scared.
You need to be.
Oh man. And as far as anime, I just got boom. I'm into like dark magical girl series, bro.
Okay.
So like Madoka Magica, Magical Girl Sight. Damn, I can't think of the other one. Oh, Magical Girl Project. Like I feel like those type of anime, like I don't know. There's just something about that shit I like, bro. I like seeing like, oh, the little magical girl gets power. She thinks shit's happy-go-lucky. Then niggas start boxing. Yeah, niggas start bro. I'm talking about boxing. Niggas be going at it. Attack on Titan, of course. I think that shit is fire.
God body,
bro. The new season's about to kill shit. And
hopefully we get it in fall. If not, it's gonna be January 2021.
Wow, 2021.
Hopefully, look. It's like Promised Neverland got pushed back to 2021. Hopefully, Attack on Titan. There's still no word. We're still supposed to get it in October, but if COVID is still going crazy, we're gonna get it in January 2021.
Man, let's cross our fingers and pray to the Otaku gods on that one.
Bro, we need that to come out because, like, so far, 2020 has been decent. Like, it's been decent. Dorohedoro, God Body, still the best anime of 2020 in my opinion. Tower of God was good. Tower of God is good in my opinion. I really like it. I think God of High School is going to be great.
That's going to be great.
I think Fire Force Season 2 is going to change people's opinion of Fire Force because
that shit's going to go.
Yeah, that's just going to go nuts. And then after that, it's like, what do we have? We were looking forward to Attack on Titan. Hopefully we get it.
Damn. Now I think about it, I know, but this ain't till I believe October. I want to say we're getting Chainsaw Man. I don't know what that is, but
that might not be till October of next year.
Oh, fuck. Damn,
but we're supposed to get Jujutsu Kaisen at the end of November-ish, Christmas time.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. There's an anime I'm watching. I think it's an isekai. I think I said that right, but it's Princess Reconnect Dive. I'm kind of into that. The creator of Konosuba, I think that's what it's called, made this anime. So it's kind of like the same thing, dog.
Okay, so some isekai shit. I get it. I feel that.
Yeah, Recreators, isekai, a great one. That shit God body, bro. 25 episodes,
Shout out to my guy Peter. That's who does what do you say anime. He has a podcast, super dope. That's his shit. He loves Recreators.
Bro, Recreators is fire. I could watch that whole thing again and I feel like I watched it for the first time.
Okay, anything else you got that's your favorite anime that you love?
So let's see.
That make Otaku God. I haven't heard any.
That makes Otaku God.
Yeah, that's what we want to know. Like I haven't heard any Bebops, Trigons, Yu Yu Hakusho's. I know you got one that's Tawa Kwan. I was shocked you didn't say that one yet.
Oh yeah, Tawa no Kwan. A lot of people need to watch that, man. A lot of people didn't like it because it's long, but I think it's a great movie. It's in 6 parts.
Shit's fire.
Shit's fire, dog. Yu Yu Hakusho, of course, like tonight, the old Tanami, anything on Tanami, Gundam Wing, Big O.
Oh, Big O is my shit, bro. And I always say that Big O is legit Batman. Roger Smith is Bruce Wayne. The Big O suit itself is quote unquote Batman. His butler's Alfred, and the girl who's his maid, who's the android, is Robin.
Yes, sir. Tenchi Muyo.
That's Fade shit. Tenchi Muyo, yeah.
I ain't seen it in a while. At Fully Cooley, FLCL, some people call it that. That was great. I don't know if you've seen that, bro, but if you haven't, please watch it. Classic. 6 episodes.
Hell yeah, Fully Cooley is definitely a classic.
Just like really like all of those like Toonami things made me, dog. That shit really made me to who I am today. Anything on Toonami made me.
I got a question for you then.
Yeah.
Which one's the best out of these 3? Bleach, Naruto, One Piece.
Man, since I'm watching One Piece right now, I haven't really watched Bleach enough. I really need to finish that, but I know what happens at the end and all that. But bro, I'm gonna have to say One Piece. I just feel like the storytelling is godly. I'm really attracted to like each character. Like I feel like I know each person, bro. Like that shit is just good, bro. One Piece for the man.
I agree with you. My thing is, I think Naruto has the best MC. I think Naruto's a better MC than Luffy. I can
see why you say that.
I think some of the characters in Naruto are a little bit better developed, but in terms of storytelling and world building, One Piece is the best out of those 3. And that's what I look for and I look for storytelling and world building and just the way they built the world of One Piece and the way they Oda tells the story. To me, it's better than how Kishimoto told Naruto. But in terms of MC, I'm more of a Naruto fan than I am a Luffy fan. Whereas in One Piece, I like all the surrounding characters more than I like Luffy. Like I'm more of a Sanji, Zoro, Rob Lucci, Katakuri, Doflamingo, Trafalgar Law. I like all the outside characters more than I like the MC. Whereas in Naruto, I'm a Naruto stan. Naruto and Sasuke, I love them both.
I love before I actually watched One Piece, Naruto was my top number 1 shonen pick.
Mine too.
I'm not really feeling Boruto.
I don't like Boruto either.
Yeah, I might jump into the manga because I heard the manga's better. Here's what I think, bro. They should have just started off time skip Boruto after the Naruto series and just showed us what the fuck happened with his son. Just fighting that dude at the beginning, like they showed us a little preview of him getting ready to go in. Like I feel like we don't need a whole shonen about Boruto, bro. I don't know. Something weird about that. I just don't like. I don't want to watch this shit.
The manga, it seems like it's almost like a retelling of Naruto. Yes, they have original stuff, and I do enjoy the manga, but it's like you said, it wasn't necessary. And to me, back to our big 3 conversation, I give One Piece the best story, Naruto the best protagonist, and I give Bleach is definitely not that great of a story. The characters are okay. I think they have the best character designs, though.
Yeah, definitely.
They have cool looking characters, man.
Yes. Let me ask you something about Dragon Ball. So
go ahead.
Since I've watched One Piece, I've seen a little Bleach. I've seen Naruto. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. As much as I love Dragon Ball, I feel like that.
Say it. Let's get into it. Say it.
I feel like that is the worst shonen now ever.
Look. Dragon Ball Z is one of the worst storytellings in anime. I agree with you 100%. Only one character gets developed. That's Vegeta. And then even Vegeta's character development, it happens, but he doesn't get any of the benefits of the storytelling device. It's literally Villain comes in, Goku fights, Goku loses, Goku gets stronger, Goku fights villain again, villain gets defeated. And they throw in different things like maybe a fusion to beat the villain, maybe Vegeta will win one round but then ends up losing in the end. But it's the same arc over and over and over. Every time they show you how the world gets bigger, they end up making it smaller by just Goku fighting one person, and then that's it. Everything about those angels set up in Super, everything about Jiren's Earth, everything about Hit's dimension, none of that shit mattered because Goku ends up fighting one of them, beats them, and then that's it. When Hit came back to the Tournament of Power, he lost and his universe was destroyed. We didn't get anything extra that was promised to us. Well, not promised, that was hinted to us. It's literally just Goku versus villain every fucking time.
And I'm honestly tired of seeing Goku win. I'm tired of seeing these power-up ass pulls. I'm tired of seeing these different Super Saiyans. I'm tired of it, bro. So, like now, like I said, after watching all the other shonen, Dragon Ball doesn't really have a good plot.
Nope.
I still love it. It's just not.
It's a great starter anime. It's a great intro. It shows you that, okay, here's some of the anime tropes. Here's something that like anime does where they have cool fights. But beyond that, there's no substance.
No substance. That's the word. That's perfect. No substance, bro.
Oh, I agree with you. Look, y'all can at me and Otaku God if y'all want. But that shit is true. Stop lying to yourselves. Go watch. Like, if you want to watch a shonen, like, compare Mob Psycho 100 to Dragon Ball Z. It's night and fucking day. Like, Mob Psycho goes into the depths of what makes someone a human being. What
Great
makes
character
someone
development.
like what makes someone have the idea of they're lonely and they have this thing about them that they're scared to show the world because they're fear of how the world will reject them if they know their true selves. That's something that we can relate to as human beings. What can we relate to in Dragon Ball Z? Not a damn thing.
Nothing, bro. Like, as far as like being kids, you know, we all wanted to go Super Saiyan.
We tried.
Now that I'm older, I'm like, yo, this shit is real stupid. I'm tired of seeing Vegeta lose. The Sensu Bean shit. I'm done with it, bro. Dragon Ball, bringing people back. Like, no, bro. I'm done, bro.
I'm with done, you, bro. 1,000%. Oh, man, Otaku God, this has been great. The final question we ask everybody is, if you were the writer, director to the Otaku God movie, how would you want it to end?
Oh, shit. That's a crazy question, bro. That threw me the fuck off. How would I want the Otaku God movie to win? I mean, how do I
want it to end? Yes.
I would have it ending as me as the greatest rap MC ever. All of Otaku Underworld wins. We beat the evil villain. We take over the evil corporation of the music wave, and we make anime rap a mainstream thing, and we just go to this shit. That's I don't know. That's the best thing I could come up with. That was that was like so random, bro. I like that question though.
Hell yeah, that's the one we do. Thank you, Otaku God, so much for coming on the pod, man. Tell the people they can find you on social media.
Hell yeah, bro. Twitter, Otaku God 270. Instagram, Otaku God 270. Basically, and everything is Otaku God 270. I didn't change nothing. You can literally find me with that name. That's 100%.
All right, y'all make sure y'all go follow Otaku God. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Jagaaaaaan. And with that being said, let's get into the rest of the podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the boys are back. This is Bros Who Ball. We got to talk sports today. We got a lot of sports news to talk about. But joining me on my left, as always, Mr. Adam Schubert. And joining me below, as always, is Mr. Justin Baptiste. I'll start with Schubert. Shuby, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, Lyndon. You know, it's about to be a holiday weekend, but I got to escape a little bit before it got, I guess, the second wave of this deal, or not even the second wave, but like the next little peak. And I got to, you know, see my family and do all that, so that was good. So it's feel refreshed, getting ready for the month of sports.
Yeah, man, and we talked about a little bit about that on Bros Who Binge. Like, it was nice getting that week off, that vacation, just to recharge our batteries, to get ready for the final push of the year. Because low key, I'm trying to I shouldn't be talking about this on the pod, but it's whatever. Like, we have beat our goals every year so far of getting more views than we got the previous year. and now we got to churn it out to beat last year. Last year we put up big numbers as a network, so now it's time to beat last year's goals. So we needed that little recharge to get us ready to go. 3 years in, want to congratulate all of y'all for being a part of this with me for 3 years. Our anniversary was, by the time you guys hear this, our anniversary was on Monday. So 3 years in, want to thank you guys for being a part of this. But also joining me, as always, Mr. Justin Baptiste. Justin, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, Lyndon. I've been training.
Oh, you getting ready?
Been, playing some basketball.
All right, big bet. I'm gonna be ready. What month is it? It's July. I'm gonna be ready for August. We getting it cracking and all. At the end of July, yeah. I'm gonna be ready by the end of July. So when you gotta go back to school, before you go back, I'm gonna bust your ass.
Right.
And we're gonna get Schubert to come record it. Oh, it's going down. No.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get witnesses.
I love the confidence.
Oh, it's going down. But speaking of the end of July, we got basketball to talk about. The schedules are out. We got to see about how the Pelicans are doing. We got to see about how the Grizzlies are doing. In this episode, we had Mr. David Grubb and Charles on as a guest earlier in the show. But we didn't talk a lot of sports, but we talked a little bit. But this is where we're going to break it down. Before we get into any of that, Justin, you got to take a little backseat because we got to talk some football real quick. Schubert, big news in the world of the NFL. Cam Newton has signed to the New England Patriots. Am I overreacting by thinking this is a big deal?
I think it's a pretty big deal. I think, in a way, a lot of people never would have thought that the Patriots would choose Cam Newton, even though it probably would have made sense. So now I think it's good that they are actually making that move for themselves. He definitely makes them a contender.
Yep.
I mean, it's the same team that Tom Brady took to the playoffs.
The question is Cam's durability? Is Cam healthy? That's the major question. I saw Richard Sherman kind of saying he thinks the contract that Cam got is BS. But no, that's Cam betting on himself. He took a lesser amount of money. I think he's going to beat out Jarrett Stidham and Brian Hoyer and get the starter. And if Cam is healthy, let's look at some of Cam's numbers for when he's healthy. Like, okay, when he's at his best, he averages 59 to about 61 completion percentage. He averages over 3,000 yards. He averages over 15 touchdowns. And he averages under 15 interceptions. This dude is the real deal, along with rushing touchdowns. Look, Bill Belichick has realized with people like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and all these dual-threat quarterbacks that the league is moving another way. And let's not act like Cam Newton wasn't one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks. As long as he's durable, he learns how to slide. I think Josh McDaniels won't allow him to run as much. They'll utilize it. But this is a big move. And if they win and Cam shows that he is durable and healthy, he's going to be the starter for the Patriots for at least the next 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's possible. It's a 1-year deal, so they'll see how it goes. If he gets hurt, I assume he'll be out.
Yeah.
But if anything, it gives them an opportunity to get used to the idea of having a mobile quarterback, start establishing an offensive skill set in that direction. Because if it's not Jarrett Stidham, the guys that you're looking to draft or the future of the NFL in general is going to be a more mobile quarterback. So this gives you your opportunity to use someone who's experienced and highly skilled to, go into the new Brady fit, the time after Brady.
I have a question for you. Do you think the Patriots with Cam Newton who do you think is going to have a better season? The Patriots and Cam Newton or Tampa Bay and Tom Brady?
Well, I think it's difficult to say because I think that straight up Tampa Bay would win.
Okay.
But I think that the Patriots have less trouble than what the Bucks have to go through. So it's like I think like the Patriots ceiling now I would say is back up to 12 to 11 wins.
It's Super Bowl potential.
And their floor is about still about seven wins maybe, or I still think there's a possibility that it all fails. But,
true. No, 100%.
But and with the Bucks, I think their ceiling at this point is 10 at the most. So there's no way they're gonna get 12 wins.
I agree.
And
their floor is missing the playoffs.
So I mean, I could see where Brady would do worse, but it's not because his team's bad. It's because the AFC East is
not
still
good.
Building itself up. So like, this is the perfect time for the Patriots to have someone who's established, because at this point he's the best quarterback in their division.
And the thing is, at first the Bills were the favorite, and now it's like, excuse me. Now it's like the Patriots have a good defense. They need to get Cam some weapons, which I think they'll do. But now with that great defense, Bill Belichick coaching, Josh McDaniels calling the plays, you have a running game. You now have Cam Newton. A lot of stuff is looking good for the Patriots. It's just, can they sign some wide receivers? Because we know Brady didn't have any, but Edelman's going to be a good target for Cam. I think Edelman might be Cam's best weapon he's had in his whole career, minus Greg Olsen. Like, I mean, like, this is going to be a good look for Cam. I have a question. Do you think the Patriots win the AFC East?
Well, that's the thing. When you were talking about how the Bills were the favorite, I still think that the Bills are a contender to win that, or even if right now a favorite, because you still don't know what's going to happen with Cam and his injuries and all this. But where the Bills are solid, like they're a solid team that I think is not going to miss the 8 to 10 win mark.
No, I'm with you. I think look, if Cam at his best, if Cam is healthy and Cam is right, I think the Pats are the third best team in the AFC behind the Chiefs number 1, Baltimore Ravens number 2, and I have them number 3 if Cam is healthy. Now, if Cam's not, that pushes them down, of course. But it's going to be very interesting because I don't think Pittsburgh's going to be out there competing against them. The Bills, like you said, is a solid team, but I don't see the Bills making a deep playoff run. The Browns, I'm not getting behind the Browns bandwagon until I see them play. Like you said, you have learned me that last year. The Texans, I'm not supporting Bill O'Brien because he's a fucking idiot. Honestly, the Cardinals look good.
The Cardinals are in the NFC.
Oh, yeah, the Cardinals are in the NFC. You're right. So, I mean, I'm not going with San Diego. Indianapolis, it's like,
there's a lot of question marks.
Yeah, is Phillip Rivers going to do it for them? Like, I'm pulling up the AFC conference right now just to see all the teams, and I'm trying to think of who.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of question marks in the two supposed sure things, but we know with the last year's playoffs, you never know what happens.
Oh, so you're questioning the Chiefs and the Ravens?
No, I'm not questioning them. I'm saying, like, those are your two top ones, no doubt. I'm just saying, like, but I'm not saying that they're going to be locks for the conference championship because you don't know what happens in the playoffs.
The Titans should be back.
Yeah, there's going to be good teams. And I think the schedule's kind of rough for the Patriots. They have like a really rough 3-week road trip later in the year.
Yep.
So, it's all going to depend. It's just really hard with this season since there's not going to be a lot of time for them, and he's just now joining the team.
Yeah.
And so he's going to have to catch up on all these Zoom meetings that they've been doing, and you have to learn a whole new playbook, and you don't even get to be on the field with the guys until the end of the month, maybe.
He should, how he's been with Odell, because like apparently the Browns were thinking about signing him, which if I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm pissed, but that's a whole nother story. If I'm Cam, I'm getting with Julian Edelman like today, and like I'm just going to go spend a month or as much time as I can with Julian Edelman throwing, getting routes running. I want to ask you a question because I know you follow college football more closely than me. How is college football looking with Corona? Like, is it going to happen? What have you been hearing?
What I've been hearing is that it's possible for the SEC to play because, all of their states are real lax on everything and they'll be willing to put that up. And they're
even though LSU just got 30 cases of.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I heard a rumor that like they were trying to get sick, which I hope is not true.
Jesus.
But to like get it out of your system before the season. Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
And
apparently
anyway,
you can get it again. Like the antibodies don't. Yeah.
But anyway, what I'm saying is like for the SEC, for example, they're all going to be able to fund what needs to be done to play.
Mm-hmm.
But where teams need to get worried are the teams like UL, and all of the
your
Sun Belts,
Mobile, yeah,
American Athletic Conference. Are they going to be able to have the resources to keep up with the other larger programs with all their funding to be able to make sure that everyone's safe all the time? And the question is right now is even if they say that they're doing those things, are some of the bigger schools are concerned about their head-to-head because they don't want to expose them to players that may have been exposed at a different things. So it may want to stay within conferences. So I think there could be adjustments to the schedule. I think it's more so that the NFL plays in college football if one doesn't go.
Yeah.
Like I think the NFL is going to go somehow, some way, but college football could be the one that
bites the bullet. Yeah, college football.
Bites the bullet.
Because my question is like, how does I know the SEC if it's like you can play, the SEC is going to play, but the question is like, what does the Pac-10 do or the Pac-12? Like California, I don't know if they're going to let them play. I don't know if like some of those West Coast and some of those ACC schools are going to play. And like you said, the smaller conferences. It's going to be interesting to see. And I think it all starts with this NBA bubble, which just keeps all the things surrounding it keep getting worse as Florida gets more cases.
I mean, honestly, it starts with the MLS.
Yeah,
MLS is going to get the first shot at it, and we're going to see how it goes with their World Cup style thing, and then we'll see baseball getting started.
Well, the NBA starts at the end of the month.
And the NBA starts, so we'll see how it all goes with that. They're going to be the tone setters. I think it's a little worrisome that all this stuff's happening just a month before we get all this going.
Exactly, and I've heard that Disney, some report came out that Disney's not testing their employees. They're putting it on the employees to test themselves. Then I've heard that the National Guard and the police are going to run Disney World. All kind of crazy shit with this NBA bubble, but it's happening. So let's talk about it. Justin, you're in this for this. I'll read off some of the schedules for like some of the games leading up, and then we'll dive into the Pelicans. But we'll talk about it from the broad landscape, and then we'll dive into the Pelicans after. So on the 30th, we start game 1, Pelicans versus Jazz, Clippers versus Lakers. The next night, we got Magic versus Nets, Suns versus Wizards, Celtics versus Bucks, Grizzlies versus Trailblazers, Kings versus Spurs, Rockets versus Mavericks. Then the day after that, we go Pelicans, Clippers, Lakers, Raptors, 76ers, Pacers, Jazz, Thunder, Heat, Nuggets, and so on and so on. I'm not going to go through all the games because some of these games don't really matter. But looking at let's look at some of the overview all things. Justin, who is your favorite looking at the modified schedules, and who are you looking to show that like basically what I'm asking, who are you looking to see something from before the playoffs in these last little games? Who do you think needs to show that, oh, we're here to play? Who do you think is the favorite going into these games? And just give me your take on some of these teams.
Well, I think everyone has something to play for. You don't really have time to go through the motions. Of course, it's gonna happen, but I think you want go in there, play as hard as possible. You only have a few games until the playoffs, so I think you have to come in ready to play hard, come prepared. And I think it's going to show, who's been really putting in the work.
Yeah, you got 8 games before the playoff starts, each team.
So I'm pretty sure everyone has been working, but I just want to see, how the top teams come ready to play. Like, I want to see how the Lakers come, how the Clippers come, how the Bucks come, how the Celtics come. I want to see, how's the chemistry going to be? Who's going to be clicking right away? Who's going to come back? Will LeBron and the Lakers, will they come back still clicking on all cylinders? All that time off, rhythm could be thrown off. So I just want to see, who's gonna come back with not the same rhythm, but
who's gonna come back ready?
Team chemistry right now. Who's gonna be ready to play?
Schubert, what's your initial? Oh, go ahead, Justin. Finish up. My bad.
And I'm looking forward to all the top teams, though. I mean, I think we kind of know who's gonna already be the Final Four are in the finals. So I just want to see how those guys are going to play. And then, I want to see the Pelicans, Blazers, those teams that's at the playing game. I hope that happens. I want to see that happen.
Schubert, what's your initial take before we dive into some teams of just what are you looking to see from some of these teams leading up to the playoffs? Give us, if you have any teams before I zero in on some that you want to see some things from.
Well, I think it is really tough, especially for those West teams, that they're only really fighting for one spot.
Yeah.
Because, they're the ones that everyone's kind of interested in, and I don't know. Well, I guess I'd be interested in with those other 7 teams that are already in is who's playing, who's going through the motions and who's playing, and like how is the chemistry for some of the players, like J.R. Smith adding to the Lakers, like what's his chemistry like, and how does that factor into the equation? Who doesn't come back? For the players for the players who do and don't come back, like how do those teams respond to that? And the addition of adding in these
Different
replacement
players.
subs.
And how did the Jazz, like one in particular I think of, how did the Jazz come back when everybody was pissed at Rudy Gobert? Like, is their chemistry going to be there? How's Mike Conley going to play? There's certain seeds, like, for example, from 3 in the West in particular, from 3 to 7, where it's the Nuggets are 43-22, the Jazz are 41-23, the Thunder's 40-24, Rockets 40-24, Mavericks 40-27. We could see shifts based upon if certain teams come out slow. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Jazz fall and maybe a team like the Rockets rise, or maybe a team like the Mavericks rise. It's going to be interesting to see how these teams interact.
Honestly, though, I think the team that's going to really shock us is the Rockets.
I'm with you on that.
Because James Harden and Westbrook has, those guys, they've
been working
a lot of minutes. They've been able to rest their bodies. They've been able to move how they want. So I think they're going to come back with energy. That can be scary.
Look, my favorite teams right now, and I'll pull up the Rockets schedule just so we'll talk about the East in a second after we talk about the West, and then we'll get to the Pelicans at the end. But right now, if you look at, let's see, Rockets schedule. All right, so right now, if you look at the Rockets' remaining games, they play the Mavericks, the Bucks, the Trailblazers, the Lakers, and then they get a reprieve with the Kings, or they get a break with the Kings, the Spurs, the Pacers, and the 76ers to end up the thing. I think those first 4 games will tell us, like, where the Rockets stand in the sense of, like Justin said, are they going to come out on full cylinders? Are they going to show us how they play? And I think this is something where the Rockets could end up being the favorites going into the playoffs as, like, one of the teams that, like, yo, we should be more scared of them. The Lakers, on the other hand, have to play the Clippers, the Raptors, the Jazz, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Pacers, the Nuggets, and then they get 1 game off with the Kings. So the Lakers have a really, really tough schedule where some people might not come back, and if injuries happens to the Lakers, they may be in trouble. The Clippers end up playing the Lakers, Pelicans, Suns, Mavericks, Trailblazers, Nets, Nuggets, and Thunder. They have an easier schedule than the Lakers and the Rockets. Because Paul George said the Clippers are 100% ready. Are the Clippers the favorite?
Yeah.
I think they are. I don't think they are. I think the Lakers are still the favorites.
Okay.
They're a better team.
Schubert, I want to hear your rebuttal to that.
I don't know, man. It's just like it really is just LeBron and AD. Where if you look at I was looking at people talking about pick your players. Who are your top 10 players on both sides of the court, and if you pick a top 10, it's really hard to see more than 3 Lakers out there.
Yeah.
And losing Avery Bradley
is
huge. I guess J.R. Smith's like the same.
No, I don't think he is. Like, look, let's compare. We'll compare the Lakers roster to the Clippers and the Rockets, because I really want to zero in on this Rockets team, because I'm actually really a fan of the Rockets in this particular asterisk season. So the Clippers right now, they go. All right, let me pull up the ESPN roster. The Clippers go Patrick Beverley, Paul George, JaMychal Green, Montrezl Harrell, Reggie Jackson, Kawhi Leonard, Terrence Mann, Rodney McGruder, Marcus Morris, Joakim Noah, Patrick Peterson, Landry Shamet, Lou Williams, and Ivica Zubac. To me, you can play Paul George, Kawhi, Pat Bev, JaMychal Green, Montrez, Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris, Joakim Noah, Patrick Peterson, Landry Shamet, Lou Will, and Ivica Zubac. You have 12 men that can play. If you look at the Lakers roster in comparison, you have Avery Bradley's not playing. So you got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Caruso, Quinn Cook, Anthony Davis, Jared Dudley, Danny Green, Dwight Howard, LeBron, Kuzma, JaVale, Markieff Morris, Rondo, and Deion Waiters.
That's not bad.
Outside of AD and LeBron, who is your scoring option?
Kuzma.
I think everyone is.
Ooh, I don't.
Kuzma and Green.
What's that?
Kuzma and Green. Okay, if you say Kuzma and Green is your second and third option, or your third and fourth, if you look at the Clippers compared, because obviously it's Kawhi and Paul George, you have Lou Will, Montrezl Harrell, one of the Morris twins, Landry Shamet. All four of those guys can score and get buckets. I don't know if the Lakers have the firepower to compete. And then if you look at the Rockets, man, the Rockets roster is deadly. You got DeMar Carroll, Tyson Chandler, Robert Covington, Eric Gordon, Jeff Green, James Harden, Daniel House, Ben McLemore, David Anyubada, Austin Rivers, Thabo Cephalosha, PJ Tucker, and Russell Westbrook. That's a team that can interchange and shoot threes. I like the Rockets and Clippers roster more than the Lakers. I understand the Lakers have LeBron and AD, but the Rockets and Clippers just have more depth.
I mean, I agree. They like the rosters, the Rockets and the Clippers rosters do sound, very good, almost better than the Lakers. But the thing about me is, like, history has shown. I've seen LeBron play,
Lights out
playoff games, and when that time comes, all he really needs is another guy, a supporting cast. History has shown that, and I think he has that. He has AD, a superstar. I would say like skill level superstar.
No, I don't disagree with that.
And then you have a supporting cast who could knock down the open three.
The question is though,
he has.
The question is though, Justin, that I'm opposed to you is, when LeBron has done this, he's had people like D Wade, Kyrie Irving, guys who can get their shot and don't rely on LeBron to set them up. Can Anthony Davis do that, being a guy where LeBron has to set him up? And we've seen Anthony Davis not play well against guys like Montrezl Harrell and guys like Tyson Chandler. Not saying that AD is going to just shit the bed, but I'm just saying AD hasn't proven this to us in the playoffs. And can he be a legit second option for LeBron? Whereas we know Russell Westbrook can be a second option to James Harden. And we know Paul George can definitely be a second option to Kawhi. Even though Paul George falls short in these playoff moments, he's not required to be the go-to guy.
I mean, I think AD is a top 5 player.
I agree.
I think he's a top 5 player. I think he's probably the second best guy behind Russell Westbrook.
As like a dude, are you talking about the best seconds? Yeah, okay.
I think he's the second best in the entire playoffs. It's just that we haven't seen him play at that type of level. But I'm putting stock in him. I think he's that good. So I'm betting on AD and LeBron. Basically.
100%.
I'm betting on.
The way I'm going right now,
I'm betting on AD because I know like LeBron taking that step to not seem shook.
I'm gonna rank it right now in terms of the West as my favorites. I go Clippers 1, Rockets 2, Lakers 3. Something about this Rockets team, man, I really, really like, in the fact that they can play a small ball lineup with Jeff Green as the center or with Robert Covington as the center. It just shows they can switch out. And, yeah, AD's going to get his points against the Rockets, but can the Lakers guard the Rockets? That's the question. Can the Clippers guard the Rockets? And I think the Clippers are better suited to than the Lakers, but that's something we're going to have to look at. Let's switch to the East, because I think in terms of the East, the only two teams that I think pose a threat is the Bucks and the Celtics. Yes, the Raptors are great, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors are a dark horse team because they're the champions. They have a lot of chemistry. But for the Raptors to win, they're going to rely on a lot of Pascal Siakam taking another step, and that's something that has left to be seen. I think the Heat are also a dark horse team. It just, can Tyler Hero take that step? Can he help Jimmy Butler be that second option? That's something we're going to have to see. And I also like the Pacers, but is Oladipo healthy? That's the question with the Pacers. So I just want to look at the Bucks in the Celtics just for now. We'll look at the other teams as we get closer. The Celtics schedule is this: the Bucks, Trailblazers, Heat, Nets, Raptors, Magic, Grizzlies, Wizards, whereas the Bucks play the Celtics, Rockets, Nets, Heat, Mavericks, Raptors, Wizards, Grizzlies. I think they have a pretty even schedule. To me, I like the Celtics the most as my favorite in the East because the Celtics have guys like the Celtics go. Let me pull up their roster real quick.
Well, with what you said with the Celtics schedule, it sounds like we're gonna figure out what they're about real quick.
Yeah.
Bucks,
Yeah,
Heat,
early.
Raptors.
Really, we're gonna find out both like really fast on who's who. The Celtics go Jaylen Brown to start. So wait, I'm gonna pull up the ESPN because the NBA roster.com is trash. So they go Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, and then you can start either Enes Kanter or if they want to, or Daniel Tice, or if they want to go small, Marcus Morris. But if you look at it in terms of the whole roster, they go Jaylen Brown, Enes Kanter, Gordon Hayward, Semi Ojeleye, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Daniel Tice, Kemba Walker, and then that's about, and with a bunch of rookies like Brad Wanamaker, Tremont Waters, Carson Edwards. They after Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Enes Kanter, Semi Ojeleye, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Daniel Tice, Kemba Walker, they go 8 deep, and then it's a bunch of rookies. Whereas the Bucks roster, they go, let's see real quick. Let me pull this up. The Milwaukee Bucks, they go Giannis, Bledsoe, Pat Covington, Dante DiVincenzo, George Hill, Ersan Ilyasova, Kyle Korver, Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez, Wesley Matthews, and then Middleton, and then Marvin Williams. Honestly, the Bucks may be a deeper team in the sense of their role players. They might have better role players than the Celtics, but the Celtics' first 6 are better than the Bucks' first 6. So I'll start with you, Justin. How do you think the Celtics' youth compares to the Bucks' depth?
Well, I think that their youth is it's not bad because they've kind of been there already.
Yeah.
Into the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Bucks have made it pretty far. They've been a second round team, so I think experience isn't as big because both teams are pretty young. As far as like experience wise.
Yeah.
I want, like, if you're picking 2 teams, the safe thing would probably be to pick the Bucks because they've been the best team in the East on paper, but we know that the playoffs are completely different.
Yep.
And also you also have Kemba Walker, who I think is a bona fide big time player.
And it's funny, Justin, because before like a couple pods ago when we were talking about the NBA, I was really underselling Kemba and bigging up Tatum. But as the weeks have progressed and now getting to this pod and me just thinking on it, I think Kemba Walker is a big-time X factor for this playoffs because, yeah, Tatum could be the one, but Tatum doesn't have to be because Kemba's there. Kemba can take over the fourth quarter. And let's say Tatum for the first 2 rounds hasn't hit his groove. That's okay because Kemba can do it as long as Tatum hits his groove at some point. The Celtics are deadly. And then let's not act like Gordon Hayward wasn't an all-star. If he catches fire, it's just the Celtics have so much talent, man.
Yeah, and we forget about Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker he has a spot-up game. He can go off the dribble.
He can create his own shot.
Like, he can be lethal. And I just think it's safe to pick the Bucks, but it's like, in that fourth, I feel like both teams are very good. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of close games, and I just think those games. I think it's gonna go Game 7, and Giannis is he's a superstar player, but I also know Kemba and Tatum are right there.
Yeah, and look,
too, but those 2 guys, I think Tatum and Kemba, those are 2 guys who are bona fide buckets.
Giannis and the Bucks are kind of like the Hulk in the sense of they're super brute force athleticism, but they don't have any finesse. They don't have any they rely on athleticism and brute force. They don't have any finesse and many skills in the sense of 3-point shooting. Yes, they have 3-point shooters around them with people like Robin Lopez, Kyle Korver, Ersan Ilyasova, and Chris Middleton. But the stars of that team, they don't have as many stars. There's only one bona fide star on the Bucks, and that's Giannis. Where if you look at Boston reminds me kind of like Wolverine. yes, they can do brute force, but they're versatile and they can do more things. Whereas you have Jaylen Brown can catch fire. Jason Tatum could catch fire. Gordon Hayward could catch fire. And Kemba Walker could catch fire. That's 4. Whereas the Bucks, Giannis, Bledsoe, maybe. Chris Middleton, maybe. It's kind of my argument that I was making against the Lakers. I don't think the Bucks have enough talent come round 2 and 3 leading up to the finals. They could get through round 1. They could maybe get through round 2. But when they get to the Eastern Conference Finals and in the finals, I don't know if they have enough firepower to go up against teams like the Celtics, even the 76ers, and teams like that they're going to face on the West. Schubert, how do you feel about the Bucks not having that second guy? Because I think that's what this comes down to.
Well, the thing with the Bucks is that they didn't make it to the NBA Finals last year because the team that they didn't cut it.
Yeah.
And maybe it was because Kawhi Leonard is possibly in that, top
Best
echelon
player in the league,
of players of the league that him versus Giannis becomes like a matchup. But it's like what you're saying with Boston. Boston's star power is way more than the Bucks, and the Bucks have solid players on the bottom end. Like I was at the game where they played the Pelicans. Pat Connaughton he's a baller.
Can play, yeah.
He can play. But for real, that team couldn't get it done last year, and I see that possibly the writing's on the wall for it to happen again. Will the series be competitive, and will they have a shot? Sure. And Giannis is a big factor in all of that, but Chris Middleton will definitely have to step up at the end, which he didn't really do much last year.
Bledsoe's gonna have to step up.
Bledsoe's gonna have to step up, but I feel like there's other guys on the other side of the court that are really gonna that are there to match up with him. And the thing about Kemba Walker is Kemba Walker showed that he was cold-blooded and clutch in his college years, but he's never had the opportunity to get into the playoffs
and he's
or
been
at
wanting
least a
this
deep run. And this is the time.
And that's my thing. Like the Bucks, the way that they built this team, and it's not a poorly built team. The Bucks, the way they built this team reminds me. Do you remember that Orlando team with Dwight Howard and how he had a bunch of shooters around him, like Jameer Nelson, Hedo Turkoglu, Pietrus? They didn't have a second star, and that's why Kobe beat them, because Kobe had Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol. Turkoglu was good, Jameer Nelson was good, but they weren't bona fide star. He didn't have a second star. Like Bledsoe's good. I would say Bledsoe's like Jameer. Chris Middleton's like Turkoglu. And Giannis is the Dwight Howard, but can Giannis shoot that 15-foot jumper to where because Brad Stevens is a great coach, he's going to clog the paint. Can Giannis shoot himself out of that clogged paint? And the thing is, Jaylen Brown might not be great, but Jaylen Brown can knock down shots, and Jaylen Brown has shown he can take over. Gordon Hayward can take over. Jason Tatum can take over. And Kemba Walker has been fiending for the playoffs. He's a guy Kemba Walker's an all-star. Kemba Walker, it could be argued that Kemba Walker is a top 6 point guard, top 5 behind Russ, Kyrie, Dame,
Steph
Curry. I mean, after those guys, that's where you get into the Kemba Walker tier. And this is something that Kemba's going to want to prove. Like you said, I'll never forget that game where he was in Madison Square Garden against Pittsburgh, where he crossed up that guy and hit that game winner. Kemba Walker has shown he has ice in his veins. Justin, finish this up with who you like more, Celtics, Bucks. Who's your favorite in the East?
That's a hard one, but first off, I want to say that Chris Middleton is their second player.
He is. He's their Turkoglu.
Yeah.
He's the second guy. They need a third guy. But as far as favorite, I've been thinking about it, and I've been watching some games. And I'm really not sure, to be honest. I want to see like more of the season and kind of make my pick a little, probably like
this isn't our final pick. This is just your thoughts leading up.
And I'm like, the safe thing would be to pick the Bucks, but I like the Celtics team. I like the Celtics team. I really think Kemba is built for this.
Yeah, man. And the more the weeks go by, I've been championing Tatum, but as more weeks go by, I've been thinking just in the back of my mind, Justin saying Kemba, and I believe in Kemba Walker.
Even Tatum, Tatum is here right now, I think. I think his time is now, too.
It is.
He's showing, he can be that guy also. So I'm kind of torn in between the two. So I'm gonna still, kind of play the fence and just watch some more basketball. I'm sorry, and make a pick later on, but
Well, right now I'm rocking with the
Yeah.
Celtics. The Celtics are my favorite. Schubert, who's your favorite right now in the East?
For me, it's the Celtics. And one thing I kind of want to say that kind of expands into the point is, I'm a big fan of the show Big Brother. And what the NBA is about to do here is a big game of Big Brother.
It is.
So, the chemistry is really going to be a big factor here. And one thing that around this time of year that we get really wrapped up in is the NBA free agency. There are guys that are in motion next year or whenever we get into the free agency, of course, like we're hearing, that the Lakers are going to make a play for like Bradley Beal or stuff like that. So they're, they get to hang out with Bradley Beal for a few weeks in Disney World. That's a good time to make your pitch. And the same thing's happening with Giannis. Giannis is going to be getting courted in the middle
By
of everybody in this facility. How do your teammates react to that? What's Giannis's mindset going through all of that? What is your mindset being in quarantine essentially in this bubble in Disney World? So I don't want to make assumptions on their team because they could be the most solid unit there is. But I mean, those are all the factors that you have to.
And we saw that affect Golden State last year.
Yeah.
And this is going to be even worse. This is AAU mentality NBA. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects. And I think that's a great point you made. Is Giannis's mind going to be focused in, or not necessarily Giannis? Because I think you made the point. It's not Giannis. It's the teammates. How do his team respond to all these guys constantly courting Giannis, the media pressuring Giannis? Is going to be interesting to see. Let's talk Pelicans and Grizzlies. That eighth, ninth ranked seed. The Pelicans' schedule is as follows. They go Jazz, Clippers, Grizzlies, Kings, Wizards, Spurs, Kings, Magic. Boy, the Pelicans have an easy schedule. I love it. And the Grizzlies go Trailblazers, Spurs, Pelicans, Jazz, Thunder, Raptors, Celtics, Bucks. Tough. But, Justin, I don't want you to be – because I've seen a lot of Ja Morant stands. Shout out to M. Grads. He's a great, great guy on Twitter. He's a great commentator. Shout out to my guy, RP3, Rashad Phillips. He has that show with Kendrick Perkins. All these guys are big Ja Morant fans, and they're like, oh, the NBA is doing this to get Zion in the playoffs. No, bro. If you look at the schedules leading up to this, the Pelicans had one of the hardest schedules, and their schedule with the last little bit of games was supposed to be easy, whereas the Grizzlies had an easy schedule to start, and they had a hard one to finish. So Grizzlies fans are saying conspiracy. No, bro, it's just time for the Pelicans to have their easy part of the schedule. And if you look at it, I think the Pelicans are going to make it, man. Even if they get, let's say they get the 9th ranked seed and they have to beat the Grizzlies twice. If you look at rosters, the Grizzlies have Grayson Allen, Kyle Anderson, Dylan Brooks, Brandon Clark, Gorgie Dang, Josh Jackson, Jaren Jackson, Tyus Jones, Ja Morant, Tolliver, Jonas Valanciunas. No one on that team besides Ja Morant can create their own shot. If you look at the Pelicans, you go Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Lonzo Ball, Derek Favors, Josh Hart, Jackson Hayes, Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, Frank Jackson, Nicolo Melli, Etuan Moore, Jahlil Okafor, J.J. Redick, Kenrich Williams, and Zion Williamson. Whether it's Drew Holiday on Ja Morant or Lonzo Ball, they're going to play them like they played Portland 2 years ago, but it's going to be worse because Lonzo Ball and Drew Holiday will lock up Ja Morant. The Grizzlies couldn't beat the Pelicans in the regular season. I think the Pelicans are going to be the 8th ranked seed. They just have so much more talent than the Grizzlies. They have two guys who can close with Drew Holiday and Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram should be the closer. He's the first option. And then the Zion Williamson effect. How does Zion play? David Griffin says he's in great shape. His shot's looking better. If Zion is at full strength, plus Drew, plus Brandon Ingram, and then Lonzo Ball doing his Lonzo thing, there's no way on God's green earth the Pelicans aren't making the playoffs and the Grizzlies are beating them. Justin, how do you feel about this playoff? How do you feel about the Pelicans versus the Grizzlies? And then we'll go to you, Schubert.
I think that the Pelicans are a better team. You know, I think they are. I think we should really be watching out for the Portland Trailblazers more than the Grizzlies, because that boy Dame, he's something serious.
Okay,
Having a great year.
Let me pull up Portland stuff because
He's having a great year. But I just think Zion, he was born ready. He's been killing ever since he stepped foot into the
basketball arena.
Court.
Yeah.
He's been killing it. Brandon Ingram is playing out of his mind right now. He's averaging 25.
All-star.
Lonzo, I mean, he's knocking down the three ball.
This is Lonzo's best season. Like,
three ball. He plays defense. He doesn't do too much. He passes the ball. You have Drew Holiday, who just knows how to play ball. You got Melly, who can shoot the three.
Yep.
JJ Redick, who can shoot
the three. Josh Hart, who can play defense and shoot the three.
So underrated. He can play ball too. And they're hungry. I think they're young. They're hungry, and they're ready to play. They've been in the NBA for a good 3-4 years already.
Yeah, well, the Lakers guys. And Hart
package deal. So I think the time is now for them to take that next step and make it to the playoffs. And I think they have the right person with Zion, two people with Zion and Ingram leading the way.
I'm with you. And real quick, Schubert, before you start, let me tell the Portland Trailblazers schedule, because this is why I'm kind of not saying them. But I think, Justin, you make a good point that Portland could make it over the Grizzlies, because right now the Grizzlies are 32-33. The Trailblazers are 29-37. Well, no, see, that's the thing. The Grizzlies have not as many losses, but the Pelicans are 28-36. So the Pelicans right now are trying to beat Portland out, and Portland's schedule is this. They go Grizzlies, Celtics, Rockets, Nuggets, Clippers, 76ers, Mavericks, Nets. They only have 2 games that aren't hard.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, Schubert, let's get your take on this.
Yeah, what I was going to say was with the Pelicans, their veteran presence too. You know, I can't really name anyone on the Grizzlies that have made deep playoff runs.
Where we have Redick,
Redick, Favors, and Drew Holiday have all seen the playoffs and are all going to have to play a crucial role in the series.
Yep.
Or not series, but in the games. So, yeah, the Pelicans' schedule seems pretty reasonable. I think it's good that they're starting things off against the Jazz. That's going to be a real tone setter.
Just
You're
to
going to lose to the Clippers.
But,
you know, if you could get that first game against the Jazz, it's really, like I said, going to set the tone for the rest of it, because you'll lose to the Clippers. You'll go up against the Grizzlies right after that. So you're gonna have to make your statement. And if but if the Pelicans drop the first 3 games, it's over.
That's the thing. The Pelicans have to beat like you said, tone setter. You come in, the Jazz are having all these COVID roster issues. They're having all this beef between teams.
It's the first game too.
So I think that's an easy game to come in and beat and win. Let's say they beat the Jazz, like you said, lose to the Clippers, but then you go Grizzlies, Kings, Wizards, Spurs, Kings, and then Magic. The Pels could sweep that. They could not lose any of those games. And that's something I expect. Justin, what was your response to the Portland? How I gave you Portland's schedule, and now you see why I'm not mentioning Portland in all of this.
Yeah, Pelicans are going to the playoffs.
It sucks, man, because Dame has to go up against – he'll beat the Grizzlies game 1, but it's Celtics, Rockets, Nuggets, Clippers, 76ers, Mavericks, then Nets.
Come on, man.
If they lose 3 of those games, it's over with.
I guess I can see why people would say that, right now a conspiracy
for Zion,
what's going on, because those are tough schedules. But like you also said, you being a Pelicans,
they've had the hardest schedule.
You said that they've had the hardest schedule, so now they're kind of making things fair with giving them an easier schedule. It kind of sucks at the time for everyone else, but
that's just how it is.
That's how it is.
And if Portland would have won some of those games at the beginning, they might not have been in this situation. That's the thing. The Pelicans had a really tough schedule, whereas Portland and the Grizzlies had an easy schedule. And leading up to the end, the Pelicans were supposed to have an easy schedule. And if that would just be hypocritical for the league to just be like, oh, yeah, y'all had a hard schedule. We're just going to keep it hard for y'all just to make it fair for the Grizzlies and the Portland. But y'all didn't make it fair for us in the beginning, so it's like you got to do it right. And I'm just being honest. Who would you rather see in the playoffs? Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, or Dame Lillard. I'm going Zion.
Not only because of like those players, but also because of team. I just feel like the Pelicans are more like we've seen. I'm not trying to downplay the Blazers, but we've seen it's the same team that's going to the playoffs. Like they don't really make too many big changes.
And I think the Lakers sweep Portland if Portland makes it. Whereas the Pelicans are going to lose, but I think the idea of having Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and Josh Hart versus the Lakers, that emotion, having Anthony Davis's old team, I just think that's a more compelling series.
Experience too. Like I just think it's also good for experience as well. And I just think it's more exciting. I don't think the Grizzlies are as exciting as the Pelicans are.
Nowhere near.
I just think that the Pelicans have more.
The Grizzlies are one. They need a veteran to help Josh Jackson. I mean, to help Jaren Jackson and Ja Morant, because I think Jaren Jackson and Ja Morant will be a great duo for Zion and Brandon Ingram in the future. They need another player.
Yeah, I think that'll come in due time. I think I think the plan is definitely to build around those two for sure.
It's a great plan. And also, speaking of the future, Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram have both stated they love playing in New Orleans and they don't see themselves leaving at all. That's great news for the Pelicans organization to be able to keep Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. That's a future big three. And just before we get up out of here, I thought there was an interesting debate on Twitter, and I know Justin's gonna hate this. Justin is gonna hate what I'm about to say, but there were people talking about point guards, young point guards, and who would you rather? They're saying, would you rather Trae Young being on the Pelicans than Lonzo Ball, or De'Aaron Fox being on the Pelicans and Lonzo Ball? And they had they had De'Aaron Fox, Trae Young, Lonzo Ball. Who was another one they had in that list? I'm trying to think. Who's another young point guard, Justin? Just give me a young rookie, young point guard.
Point guard in the NBA.
Oh, Ja Morant was on that list.
That comes to mind.
I think that might have been it. That might have been it. But just for the sake of conversation, they were saying that they would take all of those over Lonzo Ball. And then I saw Brandon Ingram's trainer, Jason Maples, or he was his trainer and his AAU coach. He was like, for that team, Lonzo Ball is the best case scenario with Ja Morant being second. And I think I agree with that because, yes, Ja Morant is great and he can play good defense, but he demands the ball more so. Whereas Lonzo Ball, he doesn't demand the ball. He plays great defense where you can get the ball to Brandon Ingram, you can get the ball to Zion, and he can facilitate. I think Lonzo Ball is the best point guard for this Pelicans team. Do you disagree with that, Justin? Would you think Trae Young, Ja Morant, or De'Aaron Fox makes this team better?
I think all of those players do make the team better, but it's just that I've seen what the Pelicans have done with Lonzo Ball so far. So I'm gonna have to go. And also, Lonzo's not a shooter, so it doesn't take away from Brandon Ingram.
And he plays good he plays better defense than all of those guys.
That's probably the biggest thing is the defense. I think he's a better defender out of all those other guys.
And a better playmaker, in my opinion.
Now, playmaker, I could say you got Trae Young, you got De'Aaron Fox. Those are scorers, though, more than Lonzo's more of a passer. Now, Trae could pass too, but Trae's a shooter, and Lonzo's defense is better. So I just think that Lonzo is a better fit.
Yep. And that's all I was arguing. I wasn't saying he's a better point guard. I was just saying he's a better fit for the Pelicans. Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Schubert, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Lonzo's been a really solid fit for the Pelicans.
And look, I think Lonzo can become an all-star at some point.
I do too.
Sure, and it's good to hear that I've seen reports that the Pelicans are really into keeping him and Ingram long term. I think it's the right call. It should be those two and Zion as your three.
Yep,
you can build around that pretty solid, and I'm sure you're gonna have to get rid of some of these guys.
You have to get rid of Drew, and it's okay.
Yeah, probably.
And that's okay because that builds room for getting you another veteran or having Nickeil Alexander-Walker grow and become that third scoring option. Because let's not act like Naw wasn't balling in Summer League and shown that he has potential to be a scoring option. He doesn't have to be the first or the second, but he has the skill set to be that third option.
I like him a lot.
I do too. I'm a big Nickeil Alexander-Walker fan. But that's all we got this week, ladies and gents. Schubert, tell the people they can find you out on social media.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at aschubert14. You can listen to the Bros Who Binge. We talked a lot of news this week.
Great episode this week.
You know, Jamie Foxx wants to play Mike Tyson in a biopic. Michael Keaton's going to be in The Flash. You know, lots of stuff that we, gave our 2 cents about.
100%. Y'all be sure to check that out on all platforms where you listen to podcasts today. Justin, tell the people where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn at JustinBaptiste22. Also, tradesandlays.com.
Facts.
Out. I've been covering the NBA draft of top prospects. So if you want, just get updated or see, who's probably the top guys in the draft, check it out. Tradesandlays.com.
Look, if you're a basketball fan and you don't know who your team can take, you don't understand like some of these players because we didn't have a tournament, Justin's website, tradesandlays.com, gives you all that information. Literally, when we talk draft, I'm going to be referring to Justin's articles all the time. They're the things that are educating me right now. Y'all be sure to check that out because he is literally our NBA draft guy, and he has great takes on those. Be sure to check out tradesandlays.com. But you can follow me at LynBWT. Follow the Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think on Twitter. Be sure to check out the most recent episode of Bros Who Binge, like Schubert said. Me and Chris will put out an anime talk, season finale wrap-up for Tower of God because we didn't get to review it last week, so we cover that. You can find that on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube Bros Who Think Network. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And be sure to check out Bros Who Binge next week as well as Anime Talk. A lot of good content coming out next week. But until then, for Brooklyn, for Schubert, for Justin, for David Grubb, for Charles, my name is Lyndon Burton. You guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Thursday. But until then, have a good one. Peace.